West. Salute to the chat. Salute to the chat. Y'all know that's where it's at. Welcome to Damu Kiwe Conversations. It's Duse M's the Don. I'm waiting on the Kiwe pop star. He'll be here sooner rather than later. So y'all come in, make sure y'all hit that like button. It is for free. It is for free. In the meantime, in between time, I want y'all to go ahead and pull up in the set with. We ain't even got over 100 yet. You know what I'm saying? But we finna get into the chat. Let me see. Papa Dirt. Salute Damu Kiwe Conversation family. Bees and Crips. Family, let's get it. You already know. Slim Gang TV. Let's go. Bloods and Crips. Salute. Trophies 100 strong. That's a fact. Selena. Salute to the chat. Deuce and yeah. I'ma call y'all back. G-Mac 2-1. Damu and Kiwe Conversations is taking over in a real way. Active. Chugs. Hey, that's a fact. Let me see what we got. G-Dog, Philly in the building. Salute to Damu and Kiwe Conversation. De Niro Jones, salute to the real. Salute to you, King. Michael Cox, salute to you, King. You know what I'm saying? Spirit Wonder, what up? Silent Assassin. Yo, what up? I told you I'll be here, big bro. We appreciate your support. Believe that. I don't know if y'all really understand how much I'm fortunate that I got y'all. You know what I'm saying? And it ain't even the money. It's more therapeutic. You know what I'm saying? When you living in 2025, coming from the community that I come from, this shit is like the Matrix. I can't believe half this shit that we witness today. I'm just talking about all the way to the politics, right, of this country and outside of this country, world politics. Aliens turning Russian soldiers to stone, right? To so-called gang members, self-proclaimed gang members, going on public platforms, implicating other people in crimes, even themselves. But if you do that, I can understand that. You just dumb and a clout chaser. Once you start implicating other people in the crimes, like just, yeah, I'm a snitch. Little do he know that when he get to one of them USPs, Taylor Gang, shout out to Deuce and y'all in the chat. They gonna put that knife up in him and tell him, now go on to that old CO center and roll your shit up in a little burrito. Tell him you can't live here no more. They're gonna put a couple holes up in him. He lucky if they don't take his life. And there's something that all of you weird niggas that thought that, you know, while you out here on the internet, you disrespecting people, doing shit you know you wouldn't do face to face. All of them was scared to pull up on Big U. Imagine a 58-year-old man instilling so much fear in these niggas that while he got on his sweats, no gun, he don't carry guns. He got on sweats. These weirdos were scared to pull up on him, and every day he had Crenshaw with them kids. That mean they pussies? And that mean that that's a real man standing on what he believe in. And them jails, you ain't got no permit to carry no pistol. Hand-to-hand combat. Knife to knife in a cell. And the cold thing is, that's only if it's a personal problem. These weirdos who helped manufacture this indictment on Big U, you gonna have the Crip cop. That bitch ass nigga ain't even from 60s. So he ain't getting no head up fade or personal issue. The Crips gonna run him up top and the Damu, because they run together in the feds, if y'all didn't know, right? The Bloods and Crips run together in the feds for the most part. Loose Coochie Cannon, oh man, he's gonna be screaming, "Sweetie, sweetie," you know what I'm saying? And he liked it swimming up in swamp water. Well, he might be in some shitty water by the time they through with his thing. Salute to this page, legit, real dude, stand up. Hey, that's a fact. These nuts. WACK100 is CS2 Back, and anyone messing with his is too. Kid the Barber, shout out everybody in the chat. I'm cutting right now, but we watching All In or Nothing. Salute from Minneapolis and the Midwest to the Bloods and Crips conversation and Gun in Paradise, Lil Half Pint. Hey, man, condolences, Lil Half Pint. Just got that message right now. I didn't even hear nothing about that, brother. Prayers to his family. And we're going to have to look deep into that and try to bring that up. Renegade Duchess, I stay dangerous and keep the 380. Okay. You know what I'm saying? I don't carry no weapons. I'm good with my hands. I'm old school. Silent Assassin. Adam 22 is a PDF file. Hey, Silent Assassin, I tend to agree with you. I can't wait to get all of this video done with Scandalous. Day one for the NC Brims. You know what I'm saying? I can't wait till Scandalous finish this video. We definitely be breaking down Adam 16 and DJ Wackademics. Keep keeping your foot on CS2 Back throat. Big Charles. West, Damu Kiwe. This should be good. Yeah, you know what? I ain't even gonna hold y'all up no more. We gonna wait. I'm not gonna rest. I'm not going to rest your teeth out. The cooking show. Hey, look, man. Why is you all in another man's mouth, my nigga? You got a nigga feeling uncomfortable. You know what I'm saying? You niggas in 2025 is too aggressive coming up out that community. You know what I'm saying? I don't swing on that side of the fence. You know, now if that's your thing, you do your thing. But when you come up over here, all in another man's mouth, like, my nigga, what is you got on bifocals? A motherfucking, why are you down another man's throat, pervert? Never T-Money, I'm the only one you thinking of. So let's get into this real quick, and then we'll get into the other work. Okay, I see where we at. Boom. Why Big U goons are hunting for CS2 Back. Hit that like button. Let's go. Stay active in the chat.
That Big U's going to get charged with, and I'm just thinking, like, how the it's kind of weird to be sitting there on a podcast, and I got somebody like Wack telling me all about this murder that Big U's going to get charged with, and I'm just thinking, like, how the you know this before it's been announced by the cops? Them drawing more attention to it, could it maybe have caused the feds to hurry up and do the RICO before they might have wanted to?
Here's the problem. Man, the mama been on TikTok, the daddy been on TikTok, the is on the internet.
I haven't seen that.
The mother,
Stop the cat. We have not seen the mama or the daughter until right now. We heard some audio that y'all leaked, but till this seeing them right now, this is the first time I've seen the mother, and I take it that that's the sister. So you 2 days before the FBI arrest a Big U, they didn't say nothing. It was you and a Crip cop. The same crew, the exposers. Don't forget Loose Coochie Cannon. The same crew who said that it would be a 57, 58 man indictment coming to the Rolling 60 Crips about 2 or 3 years ago. I wonder how y'all knew that the 60s was under investigation. Well, I don't wonder. I kind of know. Only way you know a RICO dropping an investigation going on is if you're talking to law enforcement. Loose admits he was picked up by law enforcement years ago and couple times. Let's go.
And sister, I know because we ran it on Clubhouse.
We ain't cutting no grass. You ain't cutting no grass?
No, we ain't cutting no grass. Listen, man, I don't think y'all know this, bro. If anybody got anything to say about the big homie, cuz I'm on him.
WACK100 got we not put on him. He talk this this his town.
And nigga out there got shocked out, ran to the front and jumped off game stage, slid out that officially a bust.
Life's better when you're under our roof. Save up to 23% by bundling your home and auto with us.
As Girl Scouts, we know who we are, what we're made of, and where we'll go next.
From the jump, we all knew WACK100 and Big U haven't been on the best of terms. But things took a turn when word started to go around that WACK100 was a snitch. And if there's something that is unarguably true, Big U's side isn't exactly allegedly letting Wack off the hook this time.
To y'all, when they raided my houses and my property, they was asking about Wack. Wack, loose cannon, 600, and this internet stuff.
Why Big U's goons are hunting for WACK100. At this point, it's no longer breaking news. Everybody's heard what's been going on between Big U and the Rolling 60s, especially after that recent sweep where over a dozen of them got picked up on some serious charges.
There's news that broke out that said that Big U was, might have been involved in your son's murder. I mean, do you believe he's responsible?
I know for a fact he's responsible.
We're talking murder, extortion, and the whole criminal buffet.
Music executive and alleged LA gang leader Eugene Henley Jr. is heading to trial. Last month, he was named in a 43-county federal indictment.
And let's be real, even before the feds made their move, the energy between WACK100, Big U, and the 60s was already toxic. It's been...
Hey, OG, what's his name? Big T? I don't know nothing about no Apple hats. I'm from LA Brim. Eddie Watts, my big homie. We didn't represent no Apple hats or nothing. That's the founder. That's the G. So anybody talking about some Apple hats could go back to the Apple hats. Let's go.
Been a ticking time bomb for a minute now.
We ain't cutting no grass.
We ain't cutting no grass.
We ain't cutting no grass. Listen, man, I don't think y'all know this, bro. If anybody got anything to say about the big homie, cuz I'm on him.
If we rewind a bit, the fallout between Big U and Wack started somewhere around 2021, all because of some business dealings that didn't go as planned. Things got so messy that Wack got pressed by the crew. Some even say he got jumped.
WACK100 got we not put on him. And talk this his town.
Can I post?
Here got shocked out, ran to the front and jumped off game stage and slid out that officially a buster.
And to be fair, Wack did try to fix things the following year, sending out apologies to both Big U and his people, but by then, the ship had sailed. Big U wasn't trying to hear it. Instead, he hit social media to air everything out. And from that moment on, Wack went full-blown gaga. He started throwing out wild accusations left and right, hopping on Clubhouse, doing interviews, talking to anybody with a gripe against Big U, just tearing at his reputation every chance he got.
But Wack had somehow got on the phone with the mother of the victim, and the mother had told Wack that the police or the feds had confided in her.
Here go the problem. Man, the mama been on TikTok, the daddy been on TikTok, this cat the internet.
I haven't seen that.
The mother, the sister.
Nobody's seen that.
I know because we ran it on Clubhouse.
One of the most talked about interviews was the one he did with Adam22 on No Jumper around 2022 or 2023. And man, the stuff he said in there had people side-eyeing him like he was truly an informant. He was dropping hints that the feds were closing in on Big U, and not long after, the stage was set.
It's kind of weird to be sitting there on a podcast and I got somebody like Wack telling me all about this murder that Big U is going to get charged with, and I'm just thinking like, how the do you know this before it's been announced by the cops?
Hey, wait, Slim Reaper, what you mean he been going untouched? You must not be too tapped into the street. It's been several times he been touched. Pay attention.
Them drawing more attention to it could it maybe have caused the feds to hurry up and do the RICO before they might have wanted to.
But he didn't stop there. He kept the mic hot, even popped up on Vlad TV, throwing out more bombshells, although not everything made it to air. Vlad claimed he didn't want to mess up his relationship with Big U, and that alone had Wack's folks thinking maybe Big U put some pressure on him to keep things quiet.
They swear you being pressured not to say nothing.
Pressure by who?
I don't know. They say, I don't know, bro.
Now the streets are buzzing again. Word is, Big U and the Rollin' 60s might be gearing up to shut Wack's mouth permanently, and if we're being honest, that theory doesn't sound too far-fetched, especially if it's true that Wack's been feeding the police information this whole time, and there's even talk that he got mentioned in the indictment under some kind of alias. And here's the real deal. If there's one thing people know about Big U, it's that he doesn't just talk. If he says something's going down, it's probably already in motion. So yeah, Wack might be looking at another showdown with the 60s, and this round might hit a whole lot harder. Big U's past infamy and run-in. Some folks think none of the talks matter since Big U's already got major legal problems to deal with, but let's not forget who we're talking about. This ain't Big U's first rodeo with the law. Back in the 80s, the guy was sentenced to 22 years for gang-related crimes, although only did 13. And even behind bars, he was still calling shots, moving weight, running things like he never left the streets. No fear, no apologies,
Bro, I
just
know about
Big
the
U
Apple
being
hats.
Big
They
U.
didn't last
To even
a
start
month,
making
bro.
sense of all this, we have to face the fact that Big U is now staring down a murder charge, and that's just the beginning. The whispers are getting louder, and it's not just one name being thrown around. Sure, everyone's already been side-eyeing the connections between Big U and both Rayshawn Williams and Nipsey, but now there's even talk that he might have something to do with PnB Rock's death too. And when you really look at the pattern, all these guys had one thing in common. They either disrespected Big U or didn't play by his rules. Involvement in Rayshawn's alleged murder. Let's start with Rayshawn. He wasn't just some random artist. He was signed to Big U's unique music label and was tight with Big U's son, Dayon Henley. Dude was working on a music project with a producer from the label, and Big U himself apparently set up the whole Vegas trip. Airbnb, flights, studio bookings, everything. The mission was clear: one track a day, keep it moving. But when Rayshawn landed in Vegas on January 19th, things didn't go as planned. He started skipping sessions and told one of Big U's people he'd catch up by putting in double the work the next day. Instead of doing that, though, on the 20th, he went and recorded an unreleased diss track, one that, according to cops, was aimed right at Big U.
They just want the dough, what I'm worried about. Doing all that talking, he just want the clout, so I'm gonna pull up to his crib.
Word of that track got back to Big U, and between that and the wasted time and money, things got tense real quick. Then on January 23rd, just 2 days later, Big U and one of his guys, Sylvester, reportedly drove down to Vegas from LA. They got there around 2 a.m. on January 24th. That night, Big U pulled up to the Airbnb where Rayshawn was staying and confronted him about the studio no-shows. Rayshawn told him he didn't have a ride. A friend was there during the convo too, so it wasn't just a one-on-one. Later that night, around 9 p.m., Big U popped up at the studio. Rayshawn came through at around 11 p.m., laid some tracks until midnight, and Big U dipped out not long after, about 12:37 a.m. Then, things got sketchy. That same gray sedan they drove to Vegas had disappeared, and Big U's phone suddenly stopped pinging any location data right around the studio area. At 1:13 a.m., that gray sedan showed up outside Rayshawn's Airbnb on surveillance. Rayshawn came out, suitcase in hand, tossed it in the trunk, hopped in the car, and that was the last time anyone saw him alive. Now keep in mind his Airbnb was booked for another night, and his flight wasn't the next day, so him dipping like that with no heads up was out of character. Both of Big U's phones went dark until 2:15 a.m., and by 2:30 a.m., he was back at the studio, alone, still in the gray sedan, and sweating like he just ran a marathon.
When this alleged murder of the rapper happened that they're blaming Big U for, I guess they're saying that you turned off his phone, you know, like before that he went, and then he turned it back on when he got back to the studio. That's evidence against him as well.
Man,
he's
listen,
doing that.
The feds got so much technology that we don't even know.
When the security guard asked, Big U said he just come from the gym. By 9 a.m. the same morning, Rayshawn's body was found in a ditch off Interstate 15, shot multiple times, then dragged to the spot.
Mr. Henley engaged in a murder of a musician signed to his label in 2021 and dumped the victim's body in Las Vegas off of the I-15 freeway.
Location data showed Big U left Vegas around 10 a.m. That same morning, Rayshawn's body was found. Now, investigators collected DNA from Rayshawn's ankle, and while the sample didn't give a straight-up match, it didn't clear Big U either. It left the door wide open. And just when you think it couldn't get any sketchier, it did. Within days of the murder, Big U had the studio equipment taken out, and somehow all the surveillance footage that might have caught what really went down, gone. Wiped clean. On top of that, word is he had the security guard step away from his post right around the time everything supposedly went down. Investigators believe that missing footage might have caught an altercation between Big U and Rayshawn on the night of the 24th, but now we'll probably never know for sure what the camera saw. Then on January 27th, just a few days after Rayshawn's death, his aunt reached out and called Big U. She'd just heard the news and wanted answers. Big U told her he hadn't seen or heard from Rayshawn, but here's the twist. She told investigators that Big U used to call her every week like clockwork. After that call, she never heard from him again. And the craziest part? Everyone close to Rayshawn, his family, his friends, even folks in the music circle, they all pointed fingers in the same direction. To them, there's no doubt. They believe Big U was the one who had a hand in it. Oh, and Nipsey Hussle. Then there's Nipsey Hussle. That one still hits hard. Nipsey wasn't just another rapper. He was a real leader.
First. So, that's cool. Y'all, we got to keep.
I'm here, bro. I'm here. I can elaborate whenever you're ready, though.
All right. And let me start, and then you can take off from where I start. So, as far as the Rayshawn, everybody believes this is what they're talking about. Believes. The government is even talking about, they believe that it was a gun like a 38 used because they could find no shell casing at the murder, at the scene where his body was dumped. So they haven't even confirmed with absolute positivity what kind of gun was used to shoot this kid. Well, he's a grown man youngster, right? They're also saying, well, Big U phone was cut off for several hours around the same time that he was, Rayshawn was unalive or body was found or whatever. First, what's the accuracy of the time of death? They get that wrong all the time. But even more than that, Big U is a married man. I know if I'm a married man and I'm in Vegas, shit, my phone might be off for several hours also. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying. I don't want Maria calling and, you know, I'm in there swinging this penitentiary still, that brim snake, you know what I'm saying? Nigga, I'm FaceTime me and all that shit. Hell no. You know what I'm saying? But that's all I'm going to say about that one. What you finna say, y'all?
I feel like that this is bizarre that they popping up out of nowhere. Not to say that the situation isn't important. This is very sensitive content when it comes to this young brother being unalived. But the fact that people saying that they found DNA under this boy's fingernails, and that wasn't even true. It wasn't that wasn't even confirmed. And then you know what, dudes? How did these individuals get this information?
Well, hey, listen.
You know,
niggas owe them, the law enforcement owe them favors. Last I heard.
So when I say where did this nigga?
Right. And then they just pass it around like we used to do hood rats in the set. They pass it around.
Or the bottle or a blunt. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Just pass it around.
You know.
But before we get more into the content, man, salute to Duse M, man, for holding it down. Till I came around, man. Salute to everybody on Clubhouse. Salute to the mods that's on their job. And salute to the chat. You already know that's where it's at. Salute to the goo. Salute to you too. If you're on Clubhouse right now, make sure you share it 3 times. So in that hallway, we can get our shine. And salute to everybody on YouTube. We on YouTube live right now. Salute to the chat. Y'all know that's where it's at. Salute to the Blue Wrench mob that's always on their job. And if you're a friend that tapped in because of a friend, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe to this content. Y'all see the content. Y'all see the title. Hey, Big U, Invades, Damu Kiwe conversations. Let's go, man. Hey, we got Duse M's, the Don, and Yael, the Kiwe pop star. The voices of the culture in the West Coast. Damu Kiwe conversations.
Hey, listen, man. I'm so inspired right now. I'm so focused, but I could easily lose it when you see all them assets on Steffi Weffy. Salute to the blue and red heart. Active Chucks, Miles in the chat. Hit the likes and subscribe and the notification bell. Hey, Steffi Weffy, I don't know how you and Mo Hill ain't got no blue wrench. Make sure after this video's over, y'all go comment after it ends so that I know how to hook y'all up at that point. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, Deuce, I gotta interrupt. I gotta ask this question. Brother, because you said something about 2 lives ago. So I want to see if anybody did anything to wanging that thing is thanging and wanging to sections. I know, listen. I know section isn't about twerking. It's about moving that thing around in your section in various ways. You know, you got a section here, you got a left cheek section and a right cheek section. So if you gonna sectionalize that thing, make sure you shaking it to section. However you feel suit, however emotion. If you want to do slow, if you want to slow grind, you want to slow wine. I know Duse Simpson got some videos. He ain't showed me shit, so
I'm gonna send you the video. I got one. I'm gonna send it to you.
Oh no,
we got all the
you know
way
what, brother?
Film.
How about we? No, I don't. You know what, Deuce? I don't need it. Just get permission to post it, and I'll tag them. I don't need it, brother. I don't need it.
All right, that's what we gonna do. So we gonna start putting these promo videos out of them girls clapping them butt cheeks together this section. Salute to 504 Street Stories and Gangster News Network. You already know we running the content right now. You know what I'm saying? But let's go.
A guy who didn't just talk about building up the community, he actually did it.
The era I grew up in, you know, you kind of had to put your unique ambition to the back. You know, there was a culture around here that was very aggressive and real stingy, just a gang culture.
He opened up businesses, created jobs, invested in the people around him, and showed folks what ownership looked like. He wasn't trying to escape the streets, he was trying to change them. What hurts the most about his death is that he was actually working on real solutions. The day before he was killed, he had a meeting lined up with the LAPD and Rock Nation to talk about gang violence and how to bridge the gap between the streets and the system. But that meeting never happened. The next day, tragedy struck, and when it did, the streets started buzzing. Whispers turned to rumors, and rumors turned into bold accusations, and one name kept coming up over and over again: Eugene Big U Henley.
Everybody knows.
Great question before they get to this house, nigga. Coco City 81 said, what exactly came back from forensics and ballistic testing? Did they make that clear? Yes, it's in the indictment. They could not, it did not come back as a match, as a positive. So it could be one of thousands of people, but I'm sure forensic can explain this during trial if they ever charge Big U for the murder, because he's still not charged for the murder of RW. They utilize that language as part of an overt act, which is in furtherance of the overall RICO. But as far as charging the murder, or what Lil Durk got, murder for hire, or anything of that nature, it has not been done on this indictment thus far. But it came back inconclusive, saying, oh, we can't rule them out. Well, I wonder how many other people that they can't rule out. Where his phone was off for 3 hours around the time, my nigga, I'm trying to get it in. I'm in Vegas for a night. I've been stressing. I got issues, and I'm trying to relieve the brim snake. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just saying, my nigga, let's get back to this old weirdo right here. Let's go.
No, Big U and Nipsey had an argument, homie. Everybody know Big U was shaking Nipsey Hussle down, making him pay protection fee, sort of. Nipsey Hussle got smart and said, I don't want to pay you $20,000 a month no more.
Now, this wasn't something that just popped out of nowhere. If you go back to 2011, the tension was already there. That year, something went down near Crenshaw and Slauson involving the LAPD, right after a fight between Nipsey and Big U. Witnesses said it happened in an alley behind the Shell gas station in Hyde Park. Words were exchanged, it got heated, and then it turned physical. Nipsey's brother, Black Sam, pulled a gun, not to shoot, just to fire in the air, maybe to cool things off or clear the space. But just moments later, a cop showed up, saw the gun, and fired at Black Sam. Missed him, but it sent everything into chaos. That incident was all folks needed to confirm. Things between Nipsey and Big U were far from cool. And once you throw the drama with the label into the mix, it only got messier. A lot of people still believe that's one of the big reasons Nipsey's debut album got shelved. Rumors started flying like wildfire. Word was Nipsey and Big U had a serious fallout over money. Some said Nipsey felt like Big U was trying to extort him, and he just wasn't with that. Then came the diss track, and from that moment on, the bridge was officially burned.
Busy getting rich, you think that I'm gonna stop for you? I built this on my own and everybody know it's true.
From there, Big U wasn't playing nice. Anytime he got the chance, he applied pressure. There were even...
Y'all can't lie and act like you ain't got a clue what hard, though.
Stories floating around that he sent people to mess with Nipsey during DJ Khaled's visit to their hood.
This of someone being mad about the DJ Khaled video has to be Big U.
You know, Hussle had DJ Khaled in the hood, and Hussle frontline that, and you know, we felt like certain people didn't like that.
Eventually, Nipsey was shot and killed by Eric Holder, a known Rollin' 60s member.
Eric Holder would have either gotten a lot of prison, probably for the rest of his life, or if he got out, he was going to get a dose of street justice.
And yeah, that kicked off another wave of talk. Some people started saying Big U might have had more to do with it than anyone thought, even suggesting he could have called the hit.
And even the police too, is nowadays be listening to the social media and all the shit, you know, because when Nip like passed away, automatically Big U did it, or had something to do it, or did this, and just be like, social media, the investigator, now they come to your house like, hey, what's the deal, bro? You know what I'm saying? You did it.
How about PnB Rock? Then we got PnB Rock. Before diving into that, we have to set the scene. See, when it comes to this whole checking in thing, one name that always pops up is Big U. Big U isn't just a leader of the Rollin' 60s. He's also been very vocal about rappers needing to check in when they come to certain cities. He said it publicly multiple times, and he doesn't shy away from what might happen if you don't follow that unspoken rule.
But other dudes do got to, and I'm just gonna keep it 100. Just imagine this though. If another crew pull up in you guys'
apologies, D'Angelo Bluford. I forgot that fact. I'm glad you made sure I clarified that. And the DNA that they found didn't come from under the fingernails of DW. RW. It was DNA that they searched was on the ankles or foot area, and it was not a match for Big U. It was not a match. So let's get to it.
Period. And they ain't checked in with none of y'all. You gonna feel some kind of way.
Yeah, 100%.
There are even clips of him giving warnings, some would say thinly veiled threats, about what could go down if folks don't check in.
Anytime you want to do movies in the hood, just get check it in.
No, we remember that.
Movies, videos. But if you don't check it in, oh well. Check your we're gonna check you in, all right. We're gonna check in all of your equipment.
And now people are wondering if all those robberies, beatdowns, and tragic deaths tied to rappers who didn't check in might somehow be connected to him.
But they don't really with us until it's a problem. Then they call him. Like Quando Rondo. You can't call me when the fire hot. You didn't with me before that.
When PnB Rock was killed during a robbery in LA, rumors started swirling again. Some even said Big U was allegedly involved, and when Big U was asked about it during an interview, he didn't really shut the whole thing down. Instead, he started talking about how he always checks in when he travels, like basically implying PnB Rock should have done the same.
You know, we in LA, when I go to Chicago, I respect Chicago wholeheartedly. I check in. And I don't think nobody is safe. I know dudes right now from LA who are actual gang members who have been robbed for their jewelry.
Then the Quando Rondo attack. That wasn't the only time either. In one of his interviews, especially that one where he spoke on Quando Rondo, Big U kind of let something slip. He was talking about the whole Lil Durk and Quando Rondo situation and how Quando didn't check in with him before the shooting happened. And in that world, that's a big no-no.
But they don't really f with us until it's a problem. Then they call them. Like Quando Rondo. You can't call me when the fire hot. You didn't f with me before that.
He low-key hinted he might have known what was going down, but didn't step in. And some folks out there are saying, yo, that's Big U basically admitting to extortion on camera, which just adds more fuel to an already blazing fire. Other recent charges. Now, that's part of why he's facing all these charges. After years of investigations, the feds say Henley was running a full-on scam operation, allegedly tricking businesses, athletes, donors, and even celebrities like Draymond Green and Shaq into donating to his nonprofit. But instead of the money going to help the community, they say it went straight into his own pockets. And it didn't stop there. Authorities say Henley also pocketed funds from LA Mayor's GRYD program with his nonprofit, Developing Options, pulling in over $2.3 million in 5 years. He wasn't alone either. 18 others were named, including Mark Martin, aka Bear Claw, Sylvester Robinson, aka Vay, and rapper Tremaine Williams, aka Loose Cannon, who allegedly admitted to a dispensary robbery on the No Jumper podcast before the episode mysteriously disappeared after a cease and desist. On top of that, Henley's accused of paying a woman $1,000 to traffic 3 people into Vegas for This is quickly turning into one of the biggest gang crackdowns in years, and before turning himself in, Henley went live on Instagram saying the feds were locking up folks he barely knew. What they gonna say, he asked. You're ruining people's lives. With everything going on, one thing's clear. Wack might have poked a bear that's now fully awake, and if even a fraction of this sticks, it could come back to bite him harder than he ever imagined. No matter how this ends, we're all watching closely, because this is bigger than just beef.
This is bigger than just beef. Yeah, man. You can't beefing with the police is vicious, nigga. They not playing no gangster shit. You just think a nigga gonna pull up, y'all gonna fade, or a nigga gonna pull up, y'all do a 7-step draw like this, the Wild Wild West. Nah, nigga. You think these weird ass busters gonna fight a nigga? You think they got the heart to shoot it out? They gonna call the po-pos on your ass, nigga. All you bitch ass niggas getting cases. I'm putting cases on all you niggas. Pelican Bay shoot program, nigga. That nigga CS2 Back, nigga. That nigga is not coming outside talking no gangster shit, nigga. I literally don't watch any channels related to this kind of BS. I found this randomly. Man, cuz in real time, we watch Bitch 100, Snitch 100, Loose Cheeks, and any MF who clubhouse that entertained the build in this case. Fuck all you weirdo rap ball blowing suckers. Hey, all in and nothing, I'm with you, bro. We witnessed it. Skinny C. Wack always got somebody name in his mouth playing police game. Oh no, he not playing. It's a game to him. I think he enjoys the dropping names, dropping crimes, right? Hullum from IBM said Luce definitely was faking. Well, maybe it's not for you, medical, since you said it's bullshit. A lot of this seems like a bunch of speculation. It ain't what you know, it's what you can prove. No, that's a fact. Man, who could tell the best story? But listen, not only is it speculation, it's hearsay. So under the hearsay rule, a lot of this shit might not even be admissible in federal court. See, one thing about them federal courts, this ain't Atlanta, where the rat nigga, what was his name? Anybody, real quick, anybody remember the rat name that was on the YSL case that turned it into a circus? Oh, no. At that courthouse, I don't know if they're going to end up going to Spring Street for trial. Huh? Woody. Yeah, Woody. YSL Woody, right? I don't know if Big U and them final court for trial going to be on Spring Street or right there at Royal Ball, which is the building connected to MDCLA. But in any event, they not finna allow you to turn a courtroom to some kind of circus. You know what I'm saying? They're going to let everyone out after the Olympics. Shit. That's what they ain't. Oh, shit. That's what they ain't going to do. Let me get back up in here. My bad. Somebody sent the link, and I accidentally hit it on Clubhouse, sending me out the room. So why is he in here listening? Let him hang around. It's all right. Y'all tripping for nothing. You know what I'm saying? Let him continue to voice his opinion. We appreciate it. Wack is a different type of Aries. Shaking my head. He isn't associated with the rest of us. You a Aries, Cocoa City? Ugh. You know what I'm saying? Y'all see them bullhorns? Next month we turning up. Taurus the bull. You know what I'm saying? Let's get into it. But yeah, man, it's crazy though. Big U had been warned y'all. Let's get into the content. We got almost 500 people here. Let's get them likes up, man. That's how we doing it. Y'all want to do all of that, but y'all don't want to get into the content. Hit that like button and we gonna get into the content. Big U Invades the Damu Kiwe conversations. Let's get into this, man.
Well, y'all better get you a lawyer. Y'all better get you a lawyer because you got a civil suit coming, rich girl. And again, now the tables have turned. So you assaulted me. Now the next time, you assaulted me. Nah. Tell my sons all the time, if she tell you who she is, that's who she is. You a liar. You've been a liar. And if I wouldn't have had the video, you'd have tried to press charges on me. Or you'd have been going around, see, he bullied me, he harassed me. I ain't say one word to you. But I didn't know you. And I still don't know you. Because y'all small. But any one of them other cats can come get this. I'm in the same place every day, all day. You can pull up and get this.
That's crazy, Mo Hill. My road dog birthday was May 13th.
Yes, sir. But you better get them lawyers. You're rich.
Yeah, I'm going to stop hating on you.
But you better get them lawyers. It's the same way you say you're going to destroy me, you're going to rob me, you're going to... Oh, yeah. You're in violation. Yes, sir. You rich. You got a couple of million to give. But I'm broke, and I need that.
And I need that.
And I need that.
Let's stop that right there.
Let me get that. Let me get some of that.
All right, Skinny.
Damu Kiwe conversations.
So having a Damu and a Kiwe conversation.
To make some extra money.
Man,
video of a guy talking about how much money he made on DoorDash.
So look. So, hey man, free Big U. Did y'all just hear him though? The Damu and the Kiwe conversation. Hold on.
You rich. You got a couple of million to give. But I'm broke. And I need that.
And I need that.
And I need that.
Let's stop that right there.
Let me get that. Let me get some of that. At least some
Damu Kiwe conversations.
So having a Damu and a Kiwe
looking for a way to
conversation.
make some extra money. And
Man.
video of a guy talking about how much money he made on DoorDash.
So look, so she thinks she's supposed to be able, because she got a vagina.
Right.
You supposed to shy away and cower away because you're intimidated by the law of the land, right? She can assault you, threaten you with impunity, right? I mean, is this what she must have been thinking?
This is exactly what she was thinking. Let me tell you what you didn't see. See, what really got me was I didn't even see her. I didn't even see her. I really didn't see her. I came in, I scanned the room. I seen some women standing over here, and I seen some white people, and I seen a bunch of brothers in suits. And I was going to go, get with the party, right?
Right.
In the situation, honestly, I did not see her. So she said, her first words to me were, "Oh, nigga, you gonna act like you ain't seen me? You act like you ain't seen nobody?" Bro, I immediately caught her voice.
Is she stalking you?
Man, I immediately, when I tell you, I was thinking like, where these other niggas at? Was the first thought I said. So I looked past her for, you know what I'm saying? Like, okay,
to see what the play is.
Because then she talking about, we gonna destroy you. We gonna do this. Nigga, we finna do this. Nigga, you finna go to jail. And then she talking about calling the police. So when she said call the police, she saved me, right? She immediately saved me because I'm thinking like, oh, let me get in mode. I'm in mode because I always, try to think ahead. She said that, she told me she's gonna destroy me. Then I'm laughing at her, like I'm laughing at the situation because I'm thinking like, how do I get out of this shit? Where my exit at?
Right.
You know what I mean? I see some little girls. I see another little brother. I see a brother that's with her. Yeah, eventually she said it was her daughters. And I'm looking like, man, this ain't threatening at all, but let me get the fuck up out of here. Then she say, get the phone. She telling the little girl to give her the phone. Then I think, oh shit, no, let me record too. So I grab my phone.
Right.
I start recording. You guys seen everything from there. You know what I mean? So but one thing I ain't gonna do, bro, I ain't finna fight no woman and no homosexual. And I don't know if that's a big okay. I don't want to do that. But
hey, well, if you fight WACK, if you fight CS2 Back,
CS2 Back, I mean,
did that fit in that category? Okay, I got you.
Yeah, he in that category.
You making an exception? Is that what it is?
You know what I'm saying? We might have to make an exception. We're gonna have to. And the other one,
sure.
and the other one I already touched on. You know what I mean? Who name I
You talking about Christopher Love, boy?
Yeah.
Wait,
I'm
gonna make sure that everybody heard that. Wait, you say you already touched on her.
Oh,
that nigga calls Christopher Love boys her. Said I already touched on her. You know what I'm saying? He already touched on the Crip cop. He put hands on the Crip cop. I already touched on her. Nasty work. Hey, that secret fight when he said, man, we were supposed to get in the gloves. Then he ended up behind me, said, let's go to the back. And then he had some kind of lock on me. Big U and Dolphin, that big dumbass soft weenie the Pooh Bear ass nigga. Put that nigga in the lock before he realized what was going on, nigga. It was nasty work. Clip that shit. Everybody go clip that. Finished before he started, nigga. Bamboozle with an old school move, nigga. You know, that nigga's a 3rd degree black belt. He could grapple and all that type of shit. And he got this big dumbass young nigga. Let's go.
You ain't touch on me. You ain't hit me. You ain't
already
hit
touched
me.
on her. Hey, I went to Mexico with her like 4 times for 4 different fights. And I paid for the little Mexicans to take the dive.
Oh yeah, they gonna take the dive, so you pay them.
Yeah, you pay them $100, then it goes up. Yeah, that's how he got the. That's how he got the nice. You know, nobody never seen one
for this busting.
Yeah, I went to Mexico with him 2 times. I mean, told me like 3-4 times.
See, I didn't know it was that deep. How did you meet this dude, bro? Because to be like a mystery with no history.
What it was is he came as a bag. He came around as a bag, and you know, if
see y'all, all money ain't good money. These niggas come around like a bag. Next thing you know, you put hands on them and they turn into the Crip cop. Nasty work, bro. Y'all better stop. The nigga Loose Coochie Candy came as a bag. WACK100 came as a bag. And you thirsty ass niggas looking for handouts, and you bum ass bitches looking for a nigga to take care of y'all instead of going to work, getting your own side hustles, and doing it yourself. Nigga, every time you get burnt like this, letting people you probably normally wouldn't even associate with around you because they coming as a bag. Learn from his mistake. Let's go.
If you come around as a bag, he always he send money to everybody in prison. Like if he hear anybody in prison, he gonna send them money because he's trying to make friends. He'll send money to anybody in prison. Anybody, don't matter. You know what I mean? So he ain't never been from the turf. You know what I mean? He one of them dudes where he was getting a little money. He had a couple of different plays. He was a scammer and a schemer.
Still a scammer and a schemer.
Still a scammer and a schemer.
That nigga paying to play.
You know what I mean?
Hey, man, don't hate the payer.
You can't hate the payer.
Yeah.
This the question I got. This the question I got for you, Big U. Who is the we she keeps saying we gonna take you down? Who's the we behind this?
The we was the one she called on the phone.
Oh, the CS2 Back 137 confidential source character. Got it.
She called somebody on the phone.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And who was that? If you listen, and I'm gonna calm down because this I want to say to the sisters, right? Because I want the sisters. I ain't never in my life done that to no woman, bro. I was raised by all women. I had 2 big sisters, 2 little sisters, play sisters, and my older sister had friends, and my little sister had friends. And I was raised by my mama. My daddy wasn't in our house. So it was me squabbling for my sisters. Day one. Right. Never hit a woman, my guy. I ain't never done that. So my mama told me the same thing I told my millionaire son. Don't argue with no women. I ain't even gonna argue with no woman, bro. I'm getting up out of there or letting it go. Period. But you don't get to do the shit you're doing. And since she already had levied lies and threats against me,
right,
my only recourse is to protect myself.
Correct.
Right.
I'm gonna call. If it was another female and it was another situation we was arguing, then the situation would be different. Gravely different.
Right.
But you already lied on me. You already lied on me. You already accused me of some stuff of beating you. You're sitting there on camera, and I mean, dog, this is serious. If you see what she was doing, she got the phone when she seen I wasn't gonna react, and she walked all the way far enough for everybody to see her. She wanted everybody to see her make a show.
Well, she most definitely did.
How much respect do you have for your own kids? She didn't have no respect for her kids. She had no respect for her kids.
No, definitely don't. And what kind of example is she leading by behaving like that in a public setting where you guys have like a gala or something at the hotel for nonprofit and philanthropists?
Right. And so, secondly, let me give y'all this. I've been to jail for assault.
Yeah.
For whooping 3 Negroes' asses who was in the army. I went to jail because they said that I did too much. So once they found out I was up in them gloves and I knew how to kick,
they came and charged me extra. Pull up my arrest record.
Fam, what?
1985, come from Waterwood Skating Ring. I went to jail for assaulting 3 people. I did. Eugene, Big U, Henley. Pull it up. They charged me with assault. And I was the one that they tried to rush. They reversed it on me.
And after you beat up 3 sailors, huh?
I beat up 3 sailors. You know what I'm saying? Because 1985.
I think she's an informant also.
And they charged me with being a martial arts expert and all kind of other shit. An assault told me that the battery started once you kicked him when he was on the ground. Well, it was 3-on-1, sir. It was 3 of them and 1 of me. No, so I'm not telling you what I ain't already have been through. I'm telling you what I've been through already. I also went to jail and prison for knocking a dude head off. I out of socket.
Oh yeah, I heard about that.
Yeah, and then
now, a lot of people don't know, and this is why when they talk about a 60 indictment, they got Big U fucked up. So Big U, a lot of them dudes is jealous of Big U, right? And one of the reasons that they dislike Big U is because he tries to stand on the scales of justice, what he believes is just. And when he ended up knocking out this dude it was one of his homeboys. One of his homeboys who moved with an essay against Hoover. Imagine that. A brother, melanated, supreme being, the first Homo sapiens sapien, moving with a descendant of mountaineer and Eurasians against another brother. And he stood on that and he knocked this thing out. See, that's when they talk about he's an animal and he's a beast, that's the part that they ain't gonna tell you. And this is prison, where violence is the language, the only language that's understood. You know what I'm saying? Respect and violence. And to maintain respect, violence is necessary at times. You know what I'm saying? So when he talking about he knocked the dude eye out of his socket, I wonder what would happen if he caught up with Loose Coochie Candy. I wonder what would happen if he caught up with the Crip cop. CS2 Back. It's nasty work. That's why them niggas was running. Stank Coochie girl. I don't even want to get at lying police ass bitch, no clout. She tries to play the victim, bro. I can show you my DMs right now where that fat, sloppy, body ass bitch, and yeah, I'm fat shaming and body shaming that miserable ass, felt art, rapping ass bitch. I'm on her helmet. She's gonna tell me I need a bullet in my head. Same shit she was talking about to Big U. But she plays victim. You play these police games talking about some, you going to jail. I'm a destroy everything you got. Why'd you put your hands on me? Playing police game. Salute to Big U for being the leader. Because I ain't that strong. I said it on this one. I would have been in jail. Because I knew it was my third strike, I would have made sure I would have went to jail knowing I'm facing life. Don't play with me, bitch.
3 years, 9 months in the shoe, and a year in the hole, waiting to be transferred.
Yeah, I don't think a lot, most motherfuckers ain't never been to the hole or even locked up out here, right? Can you hear me?
I can hear you. I think he's talking.
Yeah, I was driving through a hot area.
Okay. Well, look, I don't want to give. I want the details of why you had to put tips on Christopher Love Boy.
Man, because that right there, he swear up and down he ain't like.
Because we didn't even know. Well, I had heard rumbles, but this is the first time you went public about how you had to slap him around like a little hoe. You did call him a bitch.
That he did. He ain't called me no bitch. I'm saying, you know what I'm saying? I'm right here.
Technical difficulties, he'll be back in. But they talking about what he mean. He knocked somebody out his eye socket. Yeah, he knocked somebody's eye out of his eye socket.
The socket of the eye was hanging out. You heard what he said, right?
No,
come on.
Hold on. This nigga out of pocket. Lou from the Lou said SKG sauerkraut gooch. Don't nobody want that shit. I pass. Let's go.
That was in prison.
That was in prison.
The eye socket was in prison.
Okay, well look, you got to give us the details on why you had to
we over my
slap
homeboy.
Love Boy.
We wasn't slap boxing. We was in gloves.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
Okay. We wasn't slap boxing. We was in gloves. We was at my little homeboy house. My little homeboy's like, man, and it wasn't even just him. It was him and another one of my little homeboys. We all got in the gloves. I got in the glove with both of them, and I told him, I said, if he pumping him up to get in the glove, he's like, man, let me just see what you got. Okay, you can see what I got. He put the gloves on.
Oh,
and
he
I
wanted
said,
to test the waters,
huh? Yeah, that's what it was. He been looking up to you, but he wanted to be like you, huh?
Damu Kiwe conversations.
Well, no, he couldn't be like me because he had to be like me. You know what I mean? And that's the problem with these dudes right now today. They fighting against history.
Yeah.
They fighting against history. These dudes are fighting against something I'm already done with. And it's laughable how they all keep saying, oh man, he's a Crip, he's this. Bro, I don't got nothing that exercises Crip nor blood on my page. I don't exercise Crip nor blood on nothing. I exercise teaching. I'm 57 years old. I get to not do that.
All right,
I don't got nothing to prove.
Salute. Damn, he was cooking.
Man, he cooking, man. He cooking.
He going through a bad area. Crenshaw District, upgrade y'all subscriber, my nigga. See, that's what you see what happened when you a cougar. The Cougars, you know.
Man, here you go, man.
Dorsey, Don. Hey, we wait for Big U to come back. But damn.
Hey, I'm by the Dorsey Dons. What you talking about? I'm right here on the bread stocker. It's y'all
flying outside.
It's y'all internet, man, that's tripping.
Oh yeah, it's terrible over there. You right. Damn, I shot myself in the leg bringing that up. So
yeah,
so y'all get in the gloves, and then what was how that go? Was it one round? Did he fight back? Did he get any leg?
He did some more bull crap. You gotta understand, man. Where I come from, we love boxers. Where I come from, we love boxers. We love people that's stationary, throwing jabs, and they throw a jab, wait for it to come back, throw a hook, whatever they're gonna throw. That's what we wait for.
Right.
I fight different. You know what I mean? Like I fight like you see with these MMA dudes. You know, we got rules. If an MMA, I feel like ain't no MMA ever supposed to lose to no boxer. Period. And that's only way that's gonna happen is we have to confine and conform it to their rules. Everything that we're able to do, everything we're able to learn and do, I'm gonna give it to him. On our inevitable encounter, I'm gonna give him everything that my mama ever paid for me to learn, Jack.
Well, you told him to pull up that you need that. You out there every day. I mean, what's the hold up? He pulled up on you every day. He just want to talk, man. He just want to talk, man.
He pulled up on a 64. He pulled up on a 64-year-old man. He get to do that to me too, because I'm not gonna have no blower. I ain't gonna have no blower.
I told y'all Big U don't carry blowers.
I don't ride around with no blower. I don't need one. You know what I mean? I don't do nothing to nobody, but I'm not gonna have no blower.
And he's still scared?
He ain't pulled up.
Well, we do need to understand the fact that he don't just got a blower, he got a registered firearm.
No, that's a good question. Why did you say that he don't have a registered firearm?
Well, this is what I said. I said, I don't know what he got, but I like him to pull the paperwork up since he got it and let us see it. Secondly, I don't know how he had a felony. He had a felony before everybody else. He had a felony for fraud at school, making fake paperwork. He know that. And then he said himself, admittedly, he been in jail for other felonies. And getting the felony off, don't get you no burner license.
Hell no.
Now I don't know. Maybe they would drop the misdemeanors, but why would you have why you need a burner and go parade around to the world that you got it so everybody be scared? I don't get that.
Yeah,
if you're an accomplished championship boxer, you ain't never heard Mike Tyson run around now one time talking about I got a blower. Your blower is your hands.
Damu Kiwe conversations.
Yeah, now that's a motherfucking fact. So okay, so he wasn't never really active. He wasn't no gang member, but he was a bag. So people let him hang around, and he was like a sympathizer, is what you're saying. He's a big sympathizer, right?
Everybody had him, man. I wouldn't encourage nobody.
I don't know. It was hard for us on that West Side, Big U. Well, I had to trick niggas to gang bang this shit, man. They say you got to be crazy to be a blood in LA, man. And
it was back then. It was difficult, man. I mean, you know how it was.
Yeah. So, but now you're right. We do got a lot of sympathizers now. I guess it's trendy to be a Damu now. But what about Loose Caboose Cannon, man?
Oh my
God! With this
man, we're not ever gonna address him.
Man, who is this cat, man?
Other one. I'm not going to address. Listen, man, ever.
Okay, so Loose Caboose try to set you up. We ain't going to address him.
Come on, man. Have you ever heard anybody? Hey, even the other dude we talking about right now ain't even saying the outlandish stuff to him and what's his name? What's that boy real name? The other boy saying.
CS2 Back.
No, not him. The other one. The newest one they got.
You talking
Raze?
Yeah. What's his real name? He don't need to be called. That's the good name.
I don't even know. I don't know him, so I couldn't really.
That's the good name over there. With all due respect, I never respect that name. You know where dude is going and what dude is doing is not even sinister. It's hurtful.
Wow.
To see somebody who used to be, damn. Like that one is a shock. That's the real one. That's the only real one. Right. That's the only real one. The other ones, I expect everything from them. I'm not shocked by another one. The only one I'm really shocked by is that one.
So can I ask you this, Big U? What would make, being that you know this individual as far as the name being good, what would make you think that he would compromise his morals, his integrity, and everything to go and
finances, man? That's all I can do. I don't know, man. I don't know. I mean, some people fold and snitch and do all this stuff under pressure.
Right.
I mean, I understand that, but finances is the only thing I can think about. Trying to find a way to eat. And I mean, when you cut somebody's throat who never did nothing to you, I'm gonna tell you, that's the only one that, you know what I mean? The other ones, I expect all that because they never was, you know what I mean?
Right. They never had a voice, never had a name.
I can't say he's solid now, though. I can't say he's solid now. Not when he get on his podcast and implicate you as being the last person seen at 2 different murder scenes, bro.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, I don't know. That's what I said. We're not even going. I'm off of here. Let's go on to the next one. But I'm gonna say this though, and I say this to all of my family, all the family. Listen, it's about 15 to 20,000, right? People from that section that I was born in, right? Don't think ever one bad apple gonna represent our section. It ain't gonna happen. You know what I mean? It ain't gonna happen. So when people be saying we falling off, we looking bad, no, we not. They looking bad. He is. It's only one, and it's the one I'm not talking about.
Right.
Them other ones ain't never gonna stop coming. We all done seen them in prison. We just seen them on the streets. We just seen them come and go. We just experiencing ours out loud. We're experiencing our ignorance out loud, where everybody else's is behind closed doors or it's not as loud as ours. And ours has a stage. But it's still only one. It's still only one. And even if you counted these other weirdos, that still get you 3. Yo, if you're talking about a couple of thousand, how does 3 equate to, you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's not even a minority. It's
not even a minority. So I would like people to stop saying, you know, let's do the facts. Because it ain't never going to be a time in history where somebody don't go bad. Niggas get arrested every day and go bad. Don't get to saying because our section got 1 turn up out of a couple of 100,000. No, dog.
Yeah, I think that's just a microcosm of a bigger problem that's going around everywhere. But they could run.
And then listen, I got to say this one more time before I bounce. Where the goddamn video at of this boy supposed to have of me calling him?
Man, you know damn. Man, listen, he's running with a narrative spinner and a fake play runner. You know that shit ain't true. We know that ain't true, man.
Hey, no, I can't let you up out of here until you answer this though, Big U.
Let's go.
CS2 Back and a fight on Brian Hurst. What you remember about him having a fight on Brian Hurst in like 58?
I don't remember him having no fight on Brian Hurst. I remember him getting slapped at my shop by Avery Mitchell, rest in peace.
Wait. He got slapped by Avery Mitchell, rest in peace. Did he fight back though?
No, he pulled his blower. Then the homie was finna do his thing, but he already. What happened was they was having words over the 6'9", the 6'9", and the 6'9" and Trippie Redd situation. Avery was bodyguarding for Trippie Redd at the time. Okay. And 6'9" and his crew rolled down on Trippie Redd now. And then we called, and I'm like, hold on, y'all rolled down on them, but my family is the security. And that's how that got. So then the dude got on the phone and the play was coming together. So somehow they ended up having words. Because they just never liked each other from a relationship that they had over one of the other bodyguards. Right. So we ended up meeting up at my shop, not for them to get down, but it was just for us to square it off. And then now you gotta remember, dog is with me.
Right.
So it don't matter if you with me. It's my job to protect you. So you straight if you with me wherever we at. So him and bro was having words. So we was going in the shop. I didn't even have a chance to open the gate. Dog, get off on Avery. Boom, bang. And don't do nothing to Avery. Avery swallow it.
Oh, he just ate that?
Ate it. That's why this nigga never stand in front of me. Ever. Because he know I know. Avery ate it. I can be trouble. Avery, you want it? Avery like, nah, we good. I'm gonna let that go. So Avery is playing him. Avery just waiting like, woo, you know, Avery talking like, man, nah, we good. We're gonna let it go. Then Avery easy. When Avery easy, Avery get off on him. Bow, bow. he grabbed the thing Yeah, he got his thing like, man, I'm gonna edit thing over. Then I'm like, hold on, man. Ooh. Then, it go like it go. You feel me? But he only by himself, so he ain't finna get trap treated. He ain't finna get nothing. He ain't finna nothing. He finna get, you know what I mean? And he ain't by himself. He with me, so he was with a whole lot of people.
Right.
So we break it up. Now we like, man, y'all even, because they be like, nah, I want mine back.
Come out like he did the white boy.
Hey, then we like, okay, now. Hey, we like, now we can get down. He was like, nah, man, I'm cool. And then we laughed it off. He got his, he got his back. But that's the only thing, I ain't never been nowhere else with him.
Oh, but I thought he the one that beat up the two white boys on camera. Is that authentic?
Do you see them pushing that narrative? You see them pushing that story? No.
Man, you know that was a fake fight, man.
No, that was a fake.
Hey, how did he come up with that idea?
That was my skit. That was my skit. That was my skit. I was finna put down. I told him about it. This dude, he's so famous. He wouldn't put the skit together. Stole the skit. Then when I told him that CNN was calling and what he hurry up, they wanted Jesse sputtering. He hurry up, took that shit down. Talking about he was getting charged and he was gonna get charged. No, man, come on, go.
So 2 things about CS2 Back, Wacky Woozy Wack, right? CS2 Back, aka Woozy Wack. So first, he gets slapped by over the Trippie Red situation with Tekashi 6ix9ine. He took off on Avery. Avery took it, act like everything was cool, rocked him to sleep, then slapped the dog shit out the nigga, right? They in the 60s. It must have been hard because they whacked flashes blicky, allegedly, right? Flashes blicky. They tell him, oh, no, nigga, you ain't finna do all that over here and this and that. And so they said, well, you can get down. And CS2 Back didn't want to get down. So you got that situation. And then now you hearing them talking about the fake fight that WACK100.
Take my face off this content, god damn it.
So they say, Big U say that it was a fake fight when Wack was fighting the 2 white boys. He hired them. It was Big U's play for a white group that he had signed that he wanted to get some street credibility. He said, the nigga Wack wanted to be famous so bad. This nigga was a mystery with no history. So he wanted to be famous so bad, he took Big U idea and put himself in it, hiring 2 white boys to do that fake fight that goes viral. Big U said the nigga got scared when he told him, hey, nigga, CNN playing this shit. They talking about you gonna get arrested and all of this shit. The nigga took down the video. That nigga's called the nigga a goofy, nigga. I got knocked out by dog. Oh, man, let's see what they got, man. Let's finish this Big U audio, and then we're going to get to something else. But, hey, and so he took your idea to market the little white boy, what was they, rappers or something you had?
Yeah. Took the whole skit, put the skit together. You think I'm lying? You can get any one of them on there, and they're going to tell you. I ain't have my white boys. I got the white boys who was going to do it, my white boys from Orange County. And the only reason we didn't do it because it really happened to what's his name? The rapper, Eastwood.
Okay.
It really did happen to Eastwood, remember?
Yeah.
Eastwood was somewhere rolling by a protest or something, and he ended up getting into it with the skinheads. So we was like, oh, we are moving to our next play.
Oh, yeah, man. So
you gotta understand, right?
He MC Gusto then, right? He's Steve B4. What you want to be for?
Hey, check this out. Yeah. I can go on my old phone and I can pull up the receipts.
Tell him to lie about it.
Tell him to lie about it.
Hey, but look, I know you gotta go, man. I know you trying to break fast and get to your what you call it, man. Listen, I know you wanna invite these people to your presence that got all of this negative bullshit to say, trying to politic and backdoor and all kind of bullshit on the internet, though. So go ahead and give them your invitation, man, and go ahead and enjoy the rest of your evening.
Damu Kiwe conversations.
He might be on the phone. Draws, you can hear me? We can't hear you.
He might have got a car.
Yeah, more than likely. His shit be blowing up. Well, that's good enough. We ain't finna do that, and we waiting on it. He was having phone issues. But look, dude, Slap 100 is really a thing in 2025. The gig's up, nigga. Slap 100, nigga. The slap around the slap the world heard, nigga. This nigga Slap 100, nigga. Avery slapped this nigga. TD slapped this nigga. They just treat this nigga like a bitch on the streets, nigga. That nigga get bitch slapped, nigga. That nigga's
Hey, dude, Deontay. The Deontay Cobbin said, I bet 600 and CS2 greet each other by saying, hey, bitch, punk ass nigga. Oh, shit. Them niggas be like, that's my bitch right there, bitch ass niggas.
Heidi B, what up?
Oh, man, bro.
Oh, man. Hey, B, what up? What up? But yeah, man, Slap 100, man, that nigga. And you right, he always pulling out blowers, but ain't blew down nothing. This nigga's a busted. Nigga, why? Bro, I was taught don't pull out heat until it's time to blast, nigga. Nigga, you's a scary nigga and he always pulling his blower, but it never blows. Hey, bro, you a scary ass nigga, keep pulling out blowers and don't get cracking. Nigga, that means you don't want no problems and you just don't want to fight, nigga. Slap 100. Yeah, they on this nigga. Blap 100. Not Blap 100. Cash Jones needs his own cartoon, Elmer Fudd 2025. Oh, yeah, they got the hand. How Slap 100 gonna say he freed all the Crips? Now he trying to speak good on Big U. He trying to free Big U like he did the 7 Main Streets so he could be the hero of this indictment too, huh? Damn. Is that what's going on? I got slapped by dog.
Hey, dude.
Yeah.
It make you wonder, damn, did he want to get caught with those 3 guns and all that 800 rounds? Because he didn't.
No, that's what his brother had told G-Mac one time. That
what?
Yeah. Man, hold on. Where's G-Mac at? G-Mac still in the room?
G-Mac, bring your head over here, boy.
Bro, G-Mac told me that he had a talk with his brother, Robert, old Bob Jones, right? And he said the nigga was driving fast, and he like, nigga, slow down. He half sleep. He closed his eyes, and then he said, nigga, there go them people. Instead of Wack slowing down, he puts his foot to the gas to go faster.
Oh, yeah.
He get blurred. He said his brother told him, man, I think that nigga CS2 Back would rather get caught with them burners than go put in work and retaliate for his brother. You know what I'm saying? Who had just got killed. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, man. What you mean?
I got to ask this question, dudes, because the name of our podcast is Damu Kiwe Conversations, right? So we're having a conversation right now. The fact that this is said, the fact that G-Mac said this. Now, I promise y'all, I knew nothing of this information. I'm just now being privy to this. I felt that before. I just didn't say anything. So now that I'm asking this question, I'm like, damn, my nigga, like, because I know how, man, listen, it didn't happen in the community before. You know, niggas do a 42 fake so they can get out the way so they ain't gotta go participate, you know? The fact that he sped up the car after being told the Peoples was just like not too far away, that was a scary tactical move. Only a scary person would do.
Yeah.
And bro, Deuce, I'm gonna keep it 100, bro. I felt that before, like when I heard, like, damn, this nigga, like, damn, nigga, did you want to get caught because you didn't want to go put in no work for your dead brother? Nah, maybe he did though. That was like playing in the back of my mind. Now that y'all said this, I 100% think that this nigga did that, bro. 100%.
Yeah. Mike B said CS2 trying to free Big U so he could say, you know that was my case, right? I was the victim. I was slapped by draw.
I talked to Big U. Ask Deuce. Deuce, no.
He the one that tried to make the three-way.
And Yael, he was on the three-way too, but hey, listen, when that brother defected, there was nothing me and Deuce M's could do. We already talked to Big U. We told the brother, Salam, brother, we can't mess with him. He's no good. He's no bueno.
Josh Jones say, hey, Deuce, the IBM nigga on Wack Hills, whacking R&B, which her name stands for RoboCop. Oh, they in the chat going, Hefe solid, he just not a biased nigga, get out your chest. DTG, niggas, you a downtown gangster, nigga? You over here with your pom-poms, nigga?
Hey, King Buxton, I talk to draws.
He did that shit, me. Oh, man.
Yeah, bro.
Hannibal, Big U, Eugene,
hey.
Draws. My daughter and my dogs is in the car.
With the blower with him. It's crazy, bro. Man, that nigga would have got up though.
We got 500 people in the chat, man. Them likes is not matching. Get up out them bushes. All the haters up in there. He said I sped up because he a truck driver and he go 5 miles over the limit. Y'all ain't shit, bro.
Texas, I love the chat. Hey, man. I love y'all in the chat. Just though the chat is where it's at. I love you niggas. I love you niggas, and I ain't gonna say you bitches. You know, we got some in the chat, but I love you women's and all the homies.
Texas prison system has a lot of guys from California who got jammed up trying to get blowers for the low. Man, why would they go to Texas and get some blowers on the low? Nigga, Arizona's right there. Mike B got you, hood tycoon.
Facts, dudes. Like, he went all the way to Texas to buy some blowers. Like, that's crazy.
Oh, he said way cheaper. I talked to Cornell, but that's just a longer way to go. You gonna spend more than that on gas going to Texas. And then depending on what part of Texas, nigga, it take a day to get through California, Arizona, and New Mexico. Nigga, once you get to Texas, nigga, it's gonna take you a day to get to, say, Dallas. The same distance it would have took to get through California to the Texas border. Past suspect, laugh out loud.
Hey, Fat Daddy, that's one of them golden comments. That's one of them golden comments. That nigga said he passed defected dudes. I mean, past suspect. He's defected. See, when that brother, anytime we said when that brother defected, oh man, it was nasty work. You know,
the big homie, dog, he didn't want to talk to that brother. That brother's past. He's past suspect. He's defected.
I talked to Duse. Hey, but look, we're going to take y'all through this clip, remember this, because remember last night, and we'll remind y'all and play the clip after.
Going through YouTube, and I went to my favorite hip-hop platform, Worldstar Hip Hop, and I got some bad news. I found out that my big homie was talking to the cops.
Who's that? Who, me?
What do you think I should do to
Who's talking to the cops?
It was an AI voice. A compelling thumbnail.
Shout out to listen.
It's on a big platform.
Shout out to that post.
I took it at face value.
Yo, shout out to that post.
And I don't know what to do.
All right, so I think
with the paper.
I think with the advice, right? Again, right? So where we come from, if you say something, you have to have a point to prove it. You have to have the work. You know what I'm saying? And if you don't have it, you better figure out how to go get it and find it. Again, that goes back to how we were saying when I say he says some things at the wrong time or whatever the case may be.
Boy, that's 5 million.
What's that?
What?
Notice of defamation and demand. We would like to schedule a call for Thursday. Our deputy general counsel is out the remainder of the week.
Defamation of character.
We'd like to be sure.
5 million. Good looking out, bozos. You paid your op.
Who you suing? Worldstar?
Oh, no. Worldstar.
Okay, so no, listen.
Worldstar's owned by another media company.
Right. And you're going for them.
You see, in my world, I will never sue or never involve court with nobody from the streets.
Okay.
But if you are the Ritz or you are a corporation or a company,
okay,
I will fire your ass up. I have a law firm called Sing and Sing. That's not no problem.
I call you didn't want me to get no money or something? Because I called you about my defamation of character from the Rolling Stone magazine.
I never told you how to go get it from Rolling Stone. I don't
know. I wear the attorneys.
They're right there. You can go get them. We can still go get them.
I think it's too late.
No, it ain't.
No?
Fuck no. Oh, yeah, you right. You can go get them. Because let me tell you where they fucked up at. They stupid motherfuckers said.
Don't say it, because don't let them go. Well, I guess you got to.
Let me tell you these bozos did, Adam.
Tell me.
They went on this clip on Worldstar and said, I was a federal informant and that I caught on wiretap trying to get somebody killed. Now, these two things, right, are things that can be investigated. The wiretaps can be pulled and investigative officers can be summoned to say, was this man a motherfucking federal informant?
Was that in the magazine?
Huh?
Was that
Worldstar.
Oh, okay.
Right? So when I seen it go on Worldstar, the team seen it, I said, no, let it get to 1 million, right? And let it cross over. Because the more views it has, that means the more damage is done.
1 million people have seen that video.
On Worldstar. Great, right? So what people don't realize, whether you like it or not, I'm a fucking public figure. Whether you want to agree with me or not, WACK100 is a trademark name and is a public figure by right of podcast, by right of record label, by right of notable manager. I'm a public figure, right? So when I hit my legal beagles, they was like, oh shit, we know they didn't do this. I said, yo, let it rock out.
I'm a public figure. Hold on, did y'all hear that?
And is a public figure by right of podcast, by right of record label, by right of notable manager. I'm a public figure, right? So
he conceding and declaring right here that he's a public figure. Let's turn this off real quick because there was a reason why I played that, right? Because Worldstar is trying to let WACK100 get back into his cover because his cover was blown when we exposed that he was CS2 Back. And I'm going to prove it to y'all. Let's go. Motion to strike under CCP section 425.16, anti-SLAPP motion filed by defendant now rules as follows. The court orders the tentative ruling is adopted as the final ruling by the court. The defendant's special motion of defendant to strike complaint filed by Media Lab AI Inc., a Delaware corporation on 9/10/2024 is denied. So, anti-SLAPP laws protect rich people who utilize their resources and to silence people violating their rights to free speech, etc., etc. So there was the judge made a tentative ruling adopting the final ruling by the court, and they also struck down the motion by the defendant, which will be Media Labs, to strike the complaint in its entirety up under the anti-SLAPP laws, which was filed September 10th, 2024. A summary of acts of the plaintiff, Cash Jones, pseudonym known as WACK100, alleges defendant Media Lab, AI Media Lab, operates on website identified and located at worldstarhiphop.com with an official channel on video streaming platform YouTube. On February 27, 2024, a video entitled WACK100 exposed for being an alleged federal Shad, it's not illegal to reveal the identity of a CI, and even in some states, the law specifically encourages people to be informants and to cooperate with law enforcement. So why would it be against the law to reveal a confidential informant when they don't look at? You can't even sue somebody because they call you an informant, because the law doesn't look at that as being a negative thing. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna Google that for y'all though. Let's go. Informant documentary. I hope y'all pay close attention to the title, because I strategically titled that documentary that. WACK100 exposed for being an alleged federal informant documentary. So we interviewed Mark Stevens, we interviewed Stutterbox, we brought the paperwork, and we got clips from WACK100 himself. So all that we put was the statement from the victim of the Main Street alleged kidnapping, robbery, beatdown, and we got one of the targets of the investigation, Money Mark Stevens, as WACK100 asks. You want to know what? Ask Mark. He knows. He the one that tried to hook up the three-way. So we went and asked Mark, and we put it together and said that he's being an alleged federal informant. Right. So that alleged, right, and we did it as a documentary, which is the best we could do. We weren't there, but we have substantial evidence that tends to lend credence to their statements. Now, it was published on YouTube via the Worldstar Hip Hop channel. Facts. The video represents plaintiff was somehow involved in a criminal enterprise, which led to plaintiff's arrest in an unspecified location and police force, but was later identified as a confidential source of information by the Federal Bureau of Investigation. The video obtained certain notoriety and popularity, which plaintiff alleges constitutes untruthful statements of criminal behavior and tarnishes his reputation. On July 8, 2024, plaintiff filed a complaint for defamation, libel, and/or slander. Let me make sure they ain't came back, because oh yeah, Yael in here, and I just got him sitting down there. My bad. I'm so glad I checked.
Good.
Okay, on August 30th, 2024, Media Lab AI Inc. Answer the complaint. Superior Court of California, County of Los Angeles, Civil Division on February 25th, 2025 at 11:03 a.m. Ruling denied. Evidentiary objections. Declaration of Andrew Wagner Trugman overruled, not relied upon, number 1. Declaration of Daniel Cotton overruled. Declaration of Cash Jones overruled. Plaintiff entitled to assert claims and opinion. Not hearsay. Not offered for truth of the matter asserted in asserting defamatory statements. Objections not numbered. Declaration of Justin Truban overruled. Counsel qualified to make statements. Not hearsay. Not offered for the truth of the matter asserted. Objections not numbered. Jones objections to the reply overruled. No actual identification of specific content. Plaintiff may challenge new argument in the reply, but not via unspecified evidentiary objection. Request for judicial notice granted. The court take judicial notice as to the existence of the purportedly defamatory videos as posted on YouTube by the defendant publisher, but cannot take judicial notice of any content for the truth of the matter asserted in any linked video. Defendant Media Lab AI moves to strike the entire complaint for defamation, libel, and or slander per se on grounds that the complaint was filed as a retaliatory act for publication of the First Amendment protected conduct in the posting of the documentary entitled WACK100 Exposed for Being an Alleged Federal Informant documentary. Media Lab also contends Jones cannot prevail on said defamation claim due to both statutory protections under the Communications Decency Act. I gotta look that one up. I'm not hip to that. That's 47 USC subsection 230 CD8. And denial of the ability to state a claim for defamation under the elements as to a public figure. Plaintiff Cash Jones, pseudonym known as WACK100, in opposition denies any First Amendment protections and that no public issue was addressed and the documentary was instead published with malicious intent in order to cause reputational harm. Jones maintains the defamation claim is properly alleged, supported with sufficient evidence, and not subject to CDA protection. Media Lab, in reply, emphasizes the publication of the statements constitute a matter of public interest in a public forum and denies any probability of prevailing on the merits based on CDA protections and lack of defamatory content. So they're saying there is no defamatory content in this documentary and that you don't stand a chance of winning this in a trial. Oh, they said drop the link again. Hold on. Let me drop this for Selena. Belina, blah. Paru. Belina, you keep going down. Pause. Yeah, you with me? Can you hear me, bro?
100%.
Okay, well, do you know how to pull people up when they come up here?
No, I do not, sir. Unless you got to show me in the back channels or something.
Okay, well, let me get back to it. And if you see her up here, just hey, whoa, you know what I'm saying?
Say that.
All right. So,
great news, Spectrum Internet customers. Now you can try Spectrum Mobile risk-free for a full year at no cost to you. Bring your own device and we'll pay off your phone balance up to $500 per line. Plus, upgrade your phone anytime, as many times as you want when you get Unlimited Plus.
Oh, shit, my bad. Oh. So we're going to read up on the CDA protections also. But anyway, Boom, February 25th, 2025. Code of Civil Procedure, Section 425.16 provides that a cause of action against a person arising from any act of that person in furtherance of the person's right of petition or free speech under the United States Constitution or California Constitution in connection with a public issue shall be subject to a special motion to strike unless the court determines that the plaintiff has established that there is a probability that the plaintiff will prevail on the claim. So this is the standard under the United States Constitution and the California Constitution of the Code of Civil Procedure as it pertains to anti-SLAPP laws, right? And free speech. So basically, any cause of action like this lawsuit against a person arising from any act of that person in furtherance of the person's right or petition or free speech, which is my right for petition or free speech under the United States Constitution or California Constitution in connection with a public issue shall be subject to a special motion to strike, which means dismiss this lawsuit unless the court determines that the plaintiff has established that there is a probability that the plaintiff will prevail on the claim. So it doesn't mean that he will prevail on the claim in a trial, but that there's a probability that he could. Basically, there's a case in law that he has a possibility of winning on this. The new updated ruling basically means that the judge found that there is a probability, not an actual possibility, but a probability, right? So Civil Code of Civil Procedure, subsection 425.16, subdivision B. Such a motion involves a two-step analysis in which the court must first determine whether a movement has made a threshold showing that the challenged cause of action is one arising from protected activity. Then they cite the cases, and if the court so finds, it must then examine whether the respondent in this case would be Worldstarhiphop Media Lab, right? Has demonstrated a probability of prevailing on the claim and act in furtherance of a person's right to petition or free speech under the U.S. Constitution or California Constitution includes: 1, any written or oral statement or writing made before a legislative, executive, or judicial proceeding or any other official proceeding authorized by law. 2, any written or oral statement or writing made in connection with an issue under consideration or review by a legislative, executive, or judicial body, or any other official proceeding authorized by law. 3, any written or oral statement or writing made in a place open to the public or a public forum in connection with an issue of public interest. With an issue of public interest. Yeah, we're going to definitely have to consider that.
Hey, Wood.
What up? All right, let me get her up here. My bad. You know,
I told you, Damu.
I don't see her.
Hey, Belina, get your ass on stage.
Conversation. Black is talk to Bernard. Hold on. Hey, wait a minute. Black is beautiful. I have to pause there. You said finally grown men calling WACK100 target. Man, I don't know where you been. We 3 years in. You must just found us. But salute to you. Make sure you subscribe to the Damu Kiwe Conversations. Because over here, we dog walk that little midget crater face piece of shit. Let's go. CS2 Back, miss having that Big U thing down his throat until he went on a smear campaign. I can't stand that dude. We done dropped the link again. How many times we got to drop the link? Let me finish this, man. So, the anti-SLAPP provisions apply where the allegations of the defendant's protected activity are the gravamen or principal thrust of the cause of action. And they cite Peregrine Funding, Inc. versus Shepard, Mullen, Richter, and Hampton, LLP, 2005. Where a cause of action alleges both protected and unprotected activity, the cause of action will be subject to Section 425.16 unless the protected conduct is merely incidental to the unprotected conduct. If the allegations of protected activity are only incidental to a claim based essentially on non-protected activity, the mere mention of the protected activity does not subject the claim to an anti-SLAPP motion. Martinez, and they cite the case, right? We conclude it is the principal thrust or gravamen of the plaintiff's cause of action that determines whether the anti-SLAPP statute applies, and when the allegations referred to arguably protected activity are only incidental to a cause of action based essentially on non-protected activity, collateral allusions to protected activity should not subject the cause of action to the anti-SLAPP statute. Whether the defendant act qualifies as one in furtherance of protected speech or petitioning will depend on whether the defendant took the action for speech-related reasons. The mere fact that an action was filed after protected activity took place does not mean the action arose from that activity for the purposes of the anti-SLAPP statute. Moreover, that a cause of action arguably may have been triggered by protected activity does not entail it is one arising from such. In the anti-SLAPP context, the critical consideration is whether the cause of action is based on the defendant's protected free speech or petitioning activity. Navalier versus Slayton. Courts must draw a careful distinction between the cause of action based squarely on a privileged communication and one based upon an underlying course of conduct evidenced by the communication. In determining the application of the special motion to strike statute, the court focuses not on the label of the cause of action, but on the underlying activities alleged in the challenge pleadings. If the court determines that relief is sought based on allegations arising from activity protected by the statute, the second step is reached. A plaintiff cannot frustrate the purposes of the SLAPP statute through a pleading tactic of combining allegations of protected and non-protected activity under the label of one cause of action. The anti-SLAPP statute's definitional focus is not the form of the plaintiff's cause of action, but rather the defendant's activity that gives rise to his or her asserted liability, and whether that activity constitutes protected speech or petitioning. The anti-SLAPP statute does not apply where protected activity is only collateral or incidental to the purpose of the transaction or occurrence underlying the complaint. The mere fact that an action was filed after protected activity took place does not mean the action arose from that activity for the purposes of the anti-SLAPP statute. Moreover, that a cause of action arguably may have been triggered by protected activity does not entail it is one arising from such. In the anti-SLAPP context, the critical consideration is whether the cause of action is based on the defendant's protected free speech or petitioning activity. So that's what the court had to decide under this motion to dismiss under the anti-SLAPP laws. Basically, Worldstarhiphop parent company, Media Lab, is filing that what WACK is trying to do is silence people because he has resources and money, and that is trying to silence a person's freedom of speech. That's in layman terms. The court may consider the declarations in support of, in determining whether moving party meets the threshold for shifting the burden in the special motion to strike. Code of Civil Procedures, 420, subsection 425.16, subdivision B2. They cite Stewart versus Rolling Stone, LLC, 2010 case. The court interprets the activities of the parties through the allegations in order to determine free speech activity, but need not adhere to the strict form of the operative pleading in order to make such determinations. Protected activity. Plaintiff, meaning WACK100's attorneys, offers no dispute over the legally supported argument establishing the existence of YouTube as a public forum for purposes of considering protected speech activity. Bear v. Rosenthal. Cases construing the term public forum as used in section 425.16 have noted that the term is traditionally defined as a place that is open to the public where information is freely exchanged. Under its plain meaning, a public forum is not limited to a physical setting, but also includes other forms of public communication. Statements accessible to anyone visiting a website constitute public forums. The debate focuses on the threshold issue of a matter constituting public interest. Code of Civil Procedures, and then they cite it again, but this time it's subdivision E3, right? Defended, so this is Worldstarhiphop, relies on the identification of plaintiff, WACK100, as a public figure, and therefore any information regarding potential transactions, relationships, and or other statements reflecting on societal interactions reflexively constitutes a matter of public interest. What a hell of an argument. Of course, okay. Sorry, Selena. I was reading and didn't even see when you came sitting backstage. I think she got to come to the front stage for me to see her, to pull her up anyway.
What up, bro?
But yeah, come on if you want to, Selena, but if you're busy, I got your back. So that's a hell of a legal argument, right? It is public interest, which is what the law is requiring, because he's a public figure. So people who are public figures are spoke upon all the time, right? On social media and in public forums. So hell of an argument, right? Any issue in which the public is interested, whether significant or not, can constitute an issue the public takes an interest, where the subject is a public figure subjecting themselves to inevitable scrutiny and potential ridicule by the public and the media. In other words, CS2 Back, get out your feelings. As it comes with the territory. Right? Plaintiff carefully seeks to distinguish such a potential sweeping inclusion by first denying any public persona and instead characterizing the conduct of plaintiff as a behind-the-scenes manager promoting the clients. Plaintiff additionally addresses the standard requiring consideration of the actual underlying nature of the speech itself rather than reliance on generalities. So they saying is that CS2 Back is trying to say, I'm not a public figure no more. I got audio where he said, you can love it or hate it, but I'm a public figure. Now he's trying to say, oh no, I'm behind the scenes. So this is one reason I know that Worldstar is trying to take a dive. So WACK is arguing because the law isn't in his favor as a public figure that he's not a public figure, right? But like I said, I got audio where he himself, in relations to this case right here, was arguing that he is a public figure. So let's play that again and make sure that y'all heard that. Hit that like button. We cooking, man. You know what I'm saying? Let's get them likes up. That's the least y'all can do. Let's go.
Who you suing? Worldstar?
Oh, no. Worldstar.
Okay, so no, listen.
Worldstar's owned by another media company.
Right. And you're going for them.
You see, in my world, I will never sue or never involve court with nobody from the streets.
Okay.
But if you are the Ritz or you are a corporation or a company,
okay,
I will fire your ass up. I have a law firm called Sing and Sing. That's not no problem.
You didn't want me to get no money or something? Because I called you about my defamation of character from the Rolling Stone magazine.
I never told you how to go get it from Rolling Stone. I don't
know. I wear the attorneys.
They're right there. You can go get them. We can still go get them.
I think it's too late.
No, it ain't.
No?
Fuck no. Oh, yeah, you right. You can go get them. Because let me tell you where they fucked up at. They stupid motherfuckers said.
Don't say it, because don't let them go fix. I guess you got to
Let
be
me tell you these bozos did, Adam.
Tell me.
They went on this clip on Worldstar and said, I was a federal informant and that I caught on wiretap trying to get somebody killed. Now, these two things, right, are things that can be investigated. The wiretaps can be pulled and the investigative officers can be summoned to say, was this man a motherfucking federal informant?
Was that in the magazine?
Huh?
Was that
Worldstar.
Oh, okay.
Right? So when I seen it go on Worldstar, the team seen it, I said, no, let it get to 1 million, right? And let it cross over. Because the more views it has, that means the more damage is done.
1 million people have seen that video.
On Worldstar. Great, right? So what people don't realize, whether you like it or not, I'm a fucking public figure.
Magdalena.
Whether you want to agree with me or not, WACK100 is a trademark name and is a public figure by right of.
By right of
podcast, by right of record label, by right of notable manager. I'm a public figure, right?
So this lawsuit, his lawyers are arguing the total opposite. And the crazy thing is that Worldstarhiphop's attorneys are just dumb trucking, and they ain't even and they not even bringing up just clips like that. That's easy. They've done no research. They're just taking the dive. Let's go. Plaintiff rejects the Synodoc theory, I think that's how you pronounce it, Synodoc theory of public interest, whereby a part of a statement or portion of conduct becomes relied upon to represent the entire basis of determination regarding public interest. So, but what they're saying now is that based on a portion of the conduct, I throw the ball, and somebody says they were hit with the ball, then in the interest of public, I can represent the basis and determination regarding the public interest, say that Duse M threw a baseball that hit somebody in the head. I can make that conclusion. Whether or not that's what actually happened, that's what it appeared to be. And you being a public figure, that would not be defamation, even if the baseball actually missed them and we later find out this person was lying, right? The inquiry under the catch-all provision instead calls for a two-part analysis rooted in the statute's purpose and internal logic. First, we ask what public issue or issue of public interest the speech in question implicates. A question we answer by looking to the content of the speech. Second, we ask what functional relationship exists between the speech and the public conversation about some matter of public interest. It is at the latter stage that context proves useful. Filmon.com Inc. versus Double Verify Inc. But the catch-all provision demands some degree of closeness between the challenge statements and the asserted public interest. But ultimately, our inquiry does not turn on a normative evaluation of the substance of the speech. We are not concerned with the social utility of the speech at issue or the degree to which it propelled the conversation in any particular direction. Rather, we examine whether a defendant, through public or private speech or conduct, participated in or furthered the discourse that makes an issue one of public interest. A few guiding principles may be derived from decisional authorities. First, public interest does not equate with mere curiosity. Second, a matter of public interest should be something of concern to a substantial number of people. Thus, a matter of concern to the speaker and a relatively small specific audience is not a matter of public interest. Third, there should be some degree of closeness between the challenge statements and the asserted public interest. The assertion of a broad and amorphous public interest is not sufficient. Fourth, the focus of the speaker's conduct should be public interest rather than a mere effort to gather ammunition for another round of private controversy. Finally, those charged with defamation cannot, by their own conduct, create their own defense by making the claimant a public figure, right? Well, we're not saying he's a public figure. He got a blue check and all kind of other stuff. So this is going to go, it looks like it might be going left for this nigga once they get to proving all of the points that he is a public figure. A person cannot turn otherwise private information into a matter of public interest simply by communicating it to a large number of people. Plaintiff, WACK100, characterizes the underlying core of the alleged documentary as arising from purported involvement in a conspiracy to commit murder and an informant relationship, right? Plaintiff denies the subject matter in any way contributes to public discourse or even whether such discourse remains incidental to the professional life of a plaintiff. So now they're saying that WACK100 denies the subject matter in any way contributes to public discourse. So basically, he's saying that we don't got a right to have discourse on whether or not he's CS2 Back, nigga. This is his legal argument, nigga. He doesn't believe that we should have a right to discuss publicly as discourse whether or not he's working with the federales, right? That's not an interest of him. I'm not a public figure. This is what he's trying to argue to the courts. His lawyer is gonna get whooped. Nigga, that shit is garbage, nigga. Hold on, let's see where we at. So, let's get back to it. Nasty work, man. Nasty work. So, oh, here we go. The focus must still remain on the specific nature of the speech itself. The court appreciates potential exploitation of alleged socially distasteful or even illegal celebrity conduct for purposes of generating viewership traffic in favor of content providers. Politicians and athletes may also be subject to public scrutiny. The intended target may, however, challenge said exposure. Now, mind you, we're not even talking about the fact that he has falsely accused me of and did the exact same thing he's arguing against, right? He says I'm a nobody. So how would he argue to the court that I'm a public figure and he has no difference is I got evidence that this dude was working with the people, that this guy was arrested, etc. I have never worked with law enforcement. I've been in jail most of my life.
It's okay. Protect your family's dreams under our roof. American Family Insurance.
We cooking, man. Hit that like, bloody share, tell a friend, because I'm going to break this shit down. Because that ain't even in me if I wanted to do. But wait till that evidence comes out. This nigga argument going to be weak as hell. So, the special motion to strike specifically requires the court to consider the balance of whether such publication of alleged acts presents a public interest, limiting the aggrieved party's efforts to limit exposure and mitigate damage, or whether the claims should proceed towards further adjudication. To the extent a person seeks to capitalize and monetize individual image, behavior, and preferences, intentional exposure for said purposes, including through social media, can constitute a willingness to engage in public interest, consideration of perhaps unintended aspects of one's private life. The court, however, remains mindful of the denial of any public persona engagement by plaintiff. Wait a minute. So the court remains mindful of the denial of any public persona engagement by plaintiff, and otherwise finds no particular support from the defendant of a person seeking to capitalize on a certain media-based public enemy. So the court is ruling that WACK100, that Worldstarhiphop submitted no evidence, like the evidence I just showed about this lawsuit where Wack attests that he is a public figure. They saying that Worldstar lawyers ain't submitted no evidence to show that he is a public figure. They're dropping the ball on purpose because they don't want WACK100 to be exposed as the confidential source. Pay attention to what's going on. So, one of the reasons that Worldstar didn't get the anti-SLAPP law granted is because they failed to produce evidence that WACK100, the plaintiff, was seeking to capitalize on certain media-based public image. So, their lawyers already dropped the ball, because had they did that, the ruling on the anti-SLAPP laws might have been different. While a public figure becomes an evolving term as media becomes more democratized with internet-based content providers pervading society in multiple realms, the court still finds that mere characterization of a public figure will not automatically support a finding of the voluntary acceptance of said role. Acceptance? Oh yeah, this is good. The court finds questions whether a person can be involuntarily thrust into a public figure spotlight for certain conduct based on alleged interactions, presumably meant to remain private without any previously existing underlying foundation of public statement or demeanor reflecting back on said potentially hypocritical stances. His participation. Shout out to Playboy Casanova for being ahead of the game. The feds told Worldstar not to expose Wack. They're going to settle out to keep Wack under his cover, and I'm going to show you exactly how I can prove that not only is Worldstar's lawyers just incompetent, acting and behaving incompetently, but that they're doing this on purpose. When I show you that they're doing this on purpose, you're going to agree what Playboy Casanova is talking about. Stay tuned. And Ray J and Blueface's reality shows were not quiet. His show with Loose Cannon, where he popped up on Baddies and the Beast. There are different and then his podcast, right? Where you got the 100 show and WACK100 hosted. He is, and then he said it himself. He's a public figure. See, hey, WorldstarHipHop, I told y'all to tap in. We can get y'all evidence, all that evidence, and get them up over there. Y'all just got to pay me my bag first, though. Neither party particularly addresses the underlying issue of the subject matter itself. Alleged criminal conspiracy and cooperation with law enforcement. Police investigations into alleged criminal conduct in and of itself will not support a finding of public interest. Well, in the subject case, the court finds an insufficient record of a foundation justifying such scrutiny for purposes of the subject motion. So now here it is again. The court is ruling that the record, which is evidence submitted by the plaintiff, evidence submitted by the defendants, have no records of the police statement of arresting Cash Jones, no record of the paperwork of Cash Jones being arrested, being the only one arrested on the Main Street Mafia Crip case. None of this evidence was put forth by WorldstarHiphop's attorneys for the record. This some nasty shit. Let's go. The court rejects a finding that the reaction video responds to the documentary in any way reflexively renders plaintiff a public figure after becoming the involuntary subject matter of the documentary. So basically, I guess WorldstarHiphop Media Lab was arguing that the documentary automatically makes him a public figure, as opposed to providing actual evidence that WACK100 was a public figure. His blue check on Instagram, what's up, blue baby? Check on Twitter and any other social media sites. The statistics of his name in the algorithm, right? All of the different things that he's bragged about, they didn't even bring that up. Had they brought that up, this ruling could have been ruled in a different way. They dropped the ball. Even if defendants somehow characterized plaintiff as a public figure based on a reaction video, the fines, the denial of the claims remain decoupled from any public persona involving the management of clients in the music industry. Also, remember this: the defendant nor the respondent, nor the plaintiff, neither party addresses the underlying issue of the subject matter itself, alleged criminal conspiracy and cooperation with law enforcement. So now the judge is saying that the plaintiff nor the defendant in none of these motions have addressed whether or not he was arrested and or an informant for law enforcement. That's the gist of the whole argument of the video, the documentary. But why Worldstar ain't arguing, well, he is an informant? Why WACK ain't arguing, I'm not an informant, you got to prove I'm an informant? This is what the judge in the court is ruling, giving it to both of them, because the judge ain't in on it, and she's like, y'all wasting my time. Y'all not even talking about the reasons that we're here. Listen to this.
Does it only work for...
Let's get off this commercial first. Boom. Said it himself. He's a public figure. See, hey, Worldstar Hip Hop, I told y'all to tap in. We can get y'all evidence, all that evidence, and get them up over there. Y'all just got to pay me my bag first, though. Neither party particularly addresses the underlying issue of the subject matter itself. Alleged criminal conspiracy and cooperation with law enforcement. Police investigation. So this is the court saying that they haven't talked about alleged criminal conspiracy and cooperating with law enforcement. They said neither one of y'all have addressed this. The judge knows something's going on. And I'm telling y'all what's going on. Worldstar is about to take the dive because WACK100 then blew his cover. Let's go. Investigations into alleged criminal conduct in and of itself will not support a finding of public interest. Well, in the subject case, the court finds an insufficient record of a foundation justifying such scrutiny for purposes of the subject motion. The court rejects a finding that the reaction video response to the documentary in any way reflexively renders plaintiff a public figure after becoming the involuntary subject matter of the documentary. So basically, I guess Worldstar Hip Hop Media Lab was arguing that the documentary automatically makes him a public figure, as opposed to providing actual evidence that WACK100 was a public figure. His blue check on Instagram, his blue check on Twitter, and any other social media sites. The statistics of his name in the algorithm, right? All of the different things that he's bragged about, they didn't even bring that up. Had they brought that up, this ruling could have been ruled in a different way. They dropped the ball. Even if defendants somehow characterized plaintiff as a public figure based on a reaction video, the denial of the claims remain decoupled from any public persona involving the management of clients in the music industry. Also, remember this: the defendant nor the respondent, nor the plaintiff, neither party addresses the underlying issue of the subject matter itself, alleged criminal conspiracy and cooperation with law enforcement. So I hope none of y'all take that the ruling on this case means that WACK100 wasn't a rat. New Jersey, I don't know what that is. And to everyone here, after WACK100 sued and got $3 million off Worldstar, not trying to get sued again after Worldstar was the first platform to expose CS2 Back, WACK100. Nah, bro. WACK100 ain't got no $3 million for no Worldstar, bro. You ain't listening to what we playing? This is the latest motion from the court in that lawsuit. You done heard this nigga say he got $3 million and you believe that lying ass nigga? Damn. Hey, my nigga, check this out. I got some property for sale for the low. Hit me up on my DM. We got some property, my nigga. Let's go. WACK100 wasn't arrested. That WACK100 didn't cooperate. That WACK100 wasn't CS2 Back. Because neither the plaintiff nor the respondent and defendants in this claim even addressed whether or not he was a rat or not, never addressed any of those issues at this stage of the lawsuit, right? So let's get back to it. I hope y'all able to follow. It's really complex. All right, so let's go to this. And they cited another case, allowing free reign to make any claims under the guise of protected free speech and subsequent anti-SLAPP motion will render the statute meaningless. I get that. It's not a blanket to where people can say anything. There has to be some kind of statutory limitations so that they can regulate people who actually are liable or defame people. The court therefore finds defendant fails to establish that the documentary addresses subject matter of an issue of public interest, thereby entitling defendant to seek dismissal of the defamation action via a special motion to strike. The motion is therefore denied on that basis. So, probability of success on the merits. Even if defendant established an issue of public interest, thereby requiring plaintiff to establish a probability of success on the merits, the court also finds support for the action to proceed past the subject motion. When considering the probability of success on the merits, a plaintiff must demonstrate that the complaint is both legally sufficient and supported by sufficient prima facie showing of facts to sustain a favorable judgment if the... Hey, Selena, I'm going to call y'all back. Blue Wrench Mob. CS2 Back sent his minions over here. Mike B, y'all regulate that shit. We got goofies in the chat. The fans have turned out. Evidence submitted by the plaintiff is credited. An action may not be dismissed under this statute if the plaintiff has presented admissible evidence that, if believed by the trier of fact, would support a cause of action against the defendant. In deciding the question of potential merit, the trial court considers the pleadings and evidentiary submissions of both the plaintiff and the defendant. Though the court does not weigh the credibility or comparative probative strength of competing evidence, it should grant the motion if, as a matter of law, the defendant's evidence supporting the motion defeats the plaintiff's attempt to establish evidentiary support for the claim. The evidentiary shown by the plaintiff must be made by competent and admissible evidence. Plaintiff maintains the complaint sufficiently articulates defamation on the content of the accusation, impugning character, lack of support for all claims based on denial of any such representations, and claim of falsely made statements for purposes of inflicting reputational harm.
Mad Mega Barrel, annihilating the competition with 72 Dart Barrel, only from X-Shot Insanity.
Let's go. Assuming plaintiff acted as a public figure, plaintiff also maintains defendant fails to establish a lack of malice in the underlying conduct in liable actions. For example, public figures may prevail only if they prove that the defendant's defamatory statements were made with actual malice, whereas private figures need proof only. So, as a public figure, which WACK has admitted to, had they submitted the evidence that he was a public figure in his declaration that he was a public figure, and showed his podcast, his relationships as a manager in the industry, his relationships with the reality shows, even the reality show with the community, his community, you know what I'm saying? Then it would then they would have to prove that the film was put out with malice, meaning that we didn't really believe this stuff. Now let's get to it. Negligent. So this is a standard that's really going to hurt him, right? For him to win a defamation case, a public figure may prevail only if they prove that the defendant's defamatory statements were made with actual malice, that we didn't believe that he was CS2 Back, that we didn't believe Detective Michael Coet when he said that WACK100 Cash Jones was the only one arrested, right? So the 6 statements as alleged in the complaint state there were no arrests made other than Cash Jones. Oh, this is nasty work. So this is what CS2 Back is. Hey, hit them like buttons. Y'all just in them bushes. Big U distanced himself from CS2 Back because CS2 Back went to Oklahoma and got a BBL. And we're going to come back to this. But I want to get to this real quick. So one of the first statements that he says is defamatory from my video is this. I wonder how he going to prove this to a jury. You know what I'm saying? This is nasty work. Hey, CS2 Back. You think that you're gonna convince a jury that Worldstar Hip Hop acted with malice and said that you were arrested, but it wasn't Worldstar Hip Hop that did it, and obviously Worldstar Hip Hop is going to believe a police officer at face value of his word. Sheriff Deputy Detective Michael Coet, the lead investigator in the Main Street case, it's going to be his word against CS2 Back, who in court on the Keefe ED case was found to be not credible and had told a morass of false lie. Y'all tell me if y'all think with a one that CS2 Back got a mountain to climb to prove this first statement was defamatory. Let's go.
Oh, man. Well, first of all, there were no arrests made other than Cash Jones.
WACK100. So that's the first one, right? That's the first statement, and I'm finna get down in the chat.
As Girl Scouts, we know who we are, what we're made of, and where we'll go next.
Because this is a big issue, right? We're getting into the meat on the bone. See, they ain't even got into that part yet. Oh, let me stop sharing. You know what I'm saying? The courts ain't even got into the meat on the bones and all of that. They in the anti-SLAPP technicalities type shit so far, right? So let me see. Drop a 1 in the chat if you think CS2 Back got a mountain to climb to prove that that was a lie. Wack ain't got no case, but you can sue for reputational damage. Money don't have to be involved. Listen, I'm going to show y'all my lawsuit already. I'll talk to the lawyers again tomorrow. We're finna be filing. But Drew V won. Gaddafi off his CS2 Back, then backed himself against the wall and going to expose himself. Crazy. That's exactly what's happening. Coco City 81, salute. Bruh, Wack was Wack. Wack is still Wack. Put lipstick on it. Renegade Duchess won. Yeah, he done backed himself into it. So I take it we all believe in Detective Michael Coet when he says that WACK100 was the only one arrested. Young Yachty, oh, it's unanimous. If this was the jury, CS2 Back, your case will already be dropped. Yeah, Coco, it's a trip. It's hot today than chilly tonight. Let's see, Willie. Salute, Willie. Really Robinson. Let's see what he say. He ain't got enough lies to debunk the truth. Yeah, G-Mac and Annette Bruce. I also think Worldstar Hip Hop, Worldstar attorneys need to sharpen up a bit. KG, they already dropping the ball. If they give this nigga a bag, they might be hired by the feds to give him the bag. Like you said, because that was some stupid shit for them not to go. I'm going to remember I said this last night because after this was over, my partners from Jersey tapped in and they told me I missed over something and they were 100% correct. And we're going to get to it. But after these 6 questions and which he says was defamatory. One of them already was played. Let's go. Go get it's clips on the internet talking about this case where he's saying on No Jumper, say what you want, but Cash Jones, I'm a public figure, right? You can't just say that. Let me go get that in a minute. We'll go over that later, though. But yeah, everybody is unanimous. You know what I'm saying? I'm already knowing. So that's the first statement that he said was defamatory. The second statement he said was WACK100 Jones was caught on a wiretap with Del Dog conspiring to commit murder. This is why his house was raided and led him to working with the police. Now, let's get to that. Robert Ross, who was the victim in that case, stated that the reason why, let me grab that real quick. We finna get into that, and we can get back to this later. Let's go. Stutter box. Let's see if we can find it real quick. Oh yeah, here it go, right here. Boom. Man, this dude, come on, man. We don't want to hear you talking. All right, here we go. Let me show y'all this. So this is the other statement that he's talking about. Listen, this was the victim in the case. We believe it.
You know, I've been wanting to check something, but you always got to be thinking, man, before you open your mouth.
Touch rule at ESP.
Especially if you
$2.99 super chat.
really
everything
thinking about
is appreciated that's given to the
moving. You feel me?
Conversation.
It should be silence and violence. You know, I want to speak on this dude keep kicking my name. I told this nigga I'ma drown his ass, homie, on Main Street. I'ma drown, cuz. Let me tell you how I meet this clown, man. This nigga all in my paperwork, man. The nigga say box. The nigga Shug won't put me on, homie. I've been fucking with this dude for a couple years. I said, all right, homie. Since you my neighbor, I'ma fuck with you. The nigga begged me to put him with game. Begged me to put him with Chuck. Holla at Chuck for me, box. Holla at Ray J for me, box. They both told me 6 times, no, no, no. I said, homie, they don't want to fuck with you. Box, they'll do it for you if you tell them to do it for you. Okay, homie. Chuck, do it for me, man. And if cuz fuck up, I'll come over there and move cuz out your camp myself. Chuck said, box, you got me? I said, cuz I got you. Changed cuz life, man. He ain't looked back. In the meantime, I'm going through some politicking with my neighborhood. You know, not finna kick no names. Rest in peace to the G homie. You ain't saved no homies, homie. You ain't changed my daughter diaper. My son don't call you. He just took a deal for 11 years. He on his way home. Don't nobody respect you. You are J. Edgar Hoover, nigga. You know, in trans, nigga. You the police. What really fucked me up is why I decided to let this buster ass nigga know I know what he did, right? The nigga called me one day and say, box, I'm out of my truck. Where you at? I said, I'm at home, homie. He say, they own my wife at the mall. Look out for me. I grabbed the bleaky, smash up there. I see his wife coming out the driveway. I see some dudes. They most likely probably trying to holler at her. I don't know, right? but they disrespecting her movements. So I get them up off of them. I ain't gonna say what I did, but I got the niggas up off of her. Fast forward, I'll get into some gangster shit. Nigga almost killed me and my baby mama. Put like 20 holes in my Rolls Royce. See, but where I'm from, niggas beef, 3, 4 niggas, 5 niggas get killed, and niggas squash it. This old buster ass nigga from the valley, since hanging around me, he know a few people I know. He trying to reach out to the nigga behind my back to give the nigga my address, because we be staying across the street from each other, like catacomb. This damn 20 years ago. This nigga keep kicking my name, infatuated, but he's a homosexual after 20 years. Right, you know I'm gonna drown your ass on Main Street. I'm gonna drown your ass first chance I get. I can see how, no disrespect to Nip, but I can see how a nigga drown a nigga and turn back and kick him in their motherfucking face on Main Street. But anyway, I call WACK. My Rolls Royce gets shot up. My girl almost get killed. I lay on top of her. We make it up out of there. WACK see the bullet holes in my car the next day. He reaching out, trying to contact the nigga who supposed to be the boogeyman. I know where the nigga live at, behind my back. It's in the paperwork. All on wiretap. That's why your house got raided, you bitch ass nigga. You conspiracy to commit murder, nigga.
So, WACK is on wiretap trying to contact the boogeyman. The boogeyman being Deldog. Well, on the wiretap, just like he just said, what you have WACK100, CS2 Back, the confidential source, calling Money Mark Stevens, Shaquille O'Neal business partner, saying Stutterbox went bad, the phones is compromised, I need to talk to Dog. Mark Stevens don't want to give up the phone number because he don't give out niggas math. Clicks over to call Del Dog and was gonna merge him on the 3-way, but he wanted to check with Del Dog first. Hey, Del Dog, back, bop, 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 bop. Talk to Dog.
Here's to the great family vacation, to seeing it all, to swim.
Let's go. Why was you calling? And this is what Worldstar got to ask him when in a deposition. Why were you calling Del Dog for? WACK100? Boom, boom, boom. Stutterbox car, he has evidence, was shot up. And he ended up selling that Rolls Royce to Mark Stevens. So I'm quite sure they could subpoena the body shop that got those bullets up out that Rolls Royce. And you were contacting Del Dog saying that Stutterbox told on you. What did you expect Del Dog and the Main Street Crips to do to their homeboy Stutterbox? Were you just telling them, hey, look, man, y'all need to be cool? Nah, nigga. Nah, nigga. And you yourself said that you was caught up on wiretaps. Let's get into this real quick. So Stutterbox said you was caught up on wiretap. WACK100 himself admits that he was caught up on wiretaps. Let's get into this. Hold on. I'm finna show y'all this one. Right? Boom. Let's go. Hey, bear with me, man. We cooking. So he said he wasn't caught on wiretap.
Damu Kiwe conversations.
And I'll finish something else later. Here it go, though.
Second thing they had against me, they press play, wiretap. This is why I know when I hear certain wiretaps was conspiracy, how they get you. They got me on the phone. I said, yeah,
All right, what you got? So we got a special move.
So he goes into saying that the wiretap was supposed to be something to do with some drug transaction. Who knows? For purposes of this lawsuit, we don't have to prove what we knew. All we have to prove is what we believe. We know that you said that they told you on the upper conference room at FBI headquarters where you saw 6 to 8 feds, and they told you that they pressed play and told you they got you on wiretap. That's kind of consistent with what Robert Ross Stutterbox accused you of. That kind of goes with what he said. So the fact that you're trying to say that it was drugs, why would I believe that it's drugs when you told us you never sold drugs? I'm going to believe what seems more likely thing, and that's that you found out Robert Ross gave up your name and you called the boogeyman trying to line box up. And they got his home address, and we got proof that Stutterbox told you none of my homies know where I live at. Let's keep it that way. Do y'all want me to play that also? Let me see. Because I could play that also, man. You know what I'm saying? I could play that also, man. It ain't that hard to find. The content is not that hard to find because we got the content. Let's get to it, man. Wack speaks on how he meets Stutterbox. Oh, this is nasty work, man. You yourself admit that nobody else knew where Stutterbox lived. So how did they get the load to shoot up his house? Right? Let's go.
They got going on. Nobody never knew that but us. We the only ones knew that. So he was moving around with Shaq at the time. All-Star Weekend, Papa. Actually, no, before that, he hit me.
So
hey,
I'm
homie,
saying nobody
they
else
got
knew
going
that.
on. Nobody never knew that but us. We the only ones knew that. So he was moving around with my homies don't know where I'm at. And I'm like, this nigga know where I'm at. Next morning, we met in the middle of the street. What's up, homie? We ran into each other. Listen, my homies don't know where I'm at. I be out the way. Boom, boom, boom. My kids, look like my son or your son. So, you know, let's keep this shit cordial amongst us. Whatever them niggas got going on, they got going on. Nobody never knew that but us.
Nobody ever knew that but us. Evidence that the Main Street Crips and nobody knew where Stutterbox and his wife and kids lived except him and WACK100. And his house, his Rolls Royce was shot up with his wife in there. Almost lost her life. And he says that Wack was the one, and by the statute that we were reading, we don't. He has to prove that Worldstar Hip Hop publishing that documentary did it with malice and didn't really believe that this was true. That sounds pretty consistent and believable with the facts. So yeah, he up against it with that one. Let's get in the chat real quick before we go to the next prong. What do y'all think? What do y'all think of
Firestone?
Damn, commercials.
For those who answer the call of the vagabond.
Damu Kiwe.
Whoa, tonight's doing a pound of wood a day.
Ones in the chat if you think Wack is gonna have a hard time proving Worldstar did that with malice and didn't believe that part about the conspiracy to murder and him being caught on wiretap. Let me see a one in the chat if you think Wack is up against it by having to prove Worldstar did that with malice and didn't believe the statements that was made that was consistent with the paperwork. Come on, active in the chat. Ricky said he think Wack's up against it. Mike B said he think Wack's up against it. Degante say Wack's up against it. Blessed One say Wack's up against it. Miss Lisa. In Cali, you have to let other party know they're being recorded. Oh, that's something different. Monique Mohill say Shorty Doo-Wop. AB. Lena Love. Coco City. Yaya's Kids and Kid the Barber. It's kind of unanimous. Doesn't seem like Wack is all the way up against it with that one too. Damn. So let's get back to it. Let's go to number 3. Wack Jones, also referred to as confidential source number 2. Oh, this is the easiest part. This is the easiest part, right? All they got to do to prove that he was CS2 Back, forget just the documentary. Let's go to my boy Scandalous Los Angeles TV, man. You know what I'm saying? Let's go to Scandalous Los Angeles TV. You see how easy it is? Hey, Worldstar, y'all better tap in with my bag or I'll let y'all burn. CS2 Back could win, nigga. I don't give a fuck. That ain't gonna have nothing to do with my money. I own the video, so y'all gonna pay me regardless. Dead homie. Nigga. So look, check this out. Right? Hit that like button, man. Share. We up in here active. Greg Caden tries to protect WACK100, right? So let's go. Oh, y'all can't see it. Let me make sure y'all can see it. Bam. All right. So let's go over here. Where we at with it?
Been compromised.
Yeah, and that's what the wiretap transcript said CS2 Back, or Wack, was calling Del Dog to do. Not Del Dog, but Mark's.
Let me pull it back, because he says this is when Wack is the only time Wack was taught. This the only time Wack. All right, all right, so that was it for that. That's all I wanted to get to. Y'all know the rest from there. That it was easy to prove that he was CS2 Back. But what y'all didn't know was this. This is Worldstar Hip Hop, page 10 of WACK100 giveaway. This is how I know their lawyers did nothing to combat and get off of this lawsuit on purpose. The feds had them take down the Worldstar Hip Hop video 4 days after I released it. When we talked to the guy, let me show y'all this real quick. Matter of fact, let me show y'all this. Yeah, we gotta show y'all this first. Let's see. All right, let's see where it's at. Label engine. Checking in Worldstar exclusive. Bam. So I can show y'all this and then we can get to that. So when they take down the video, you see right here. Let me do it. You see, I sent the video to Kenny Kingpin, that's Pop LQ. Worldstar Hip Hop broke down. WACK100 broke down MP4, right? Checking in podcast. The checking in, this is January 6th when we sent it to him, right? 2024 at 8:31. The video wasn't released till January 27th, 2024. And it comes from Pop LQ. If you look right here, you're going to see Danny at Worldstar Hip Hop, Steve at Worldstar Hip Hop. These are our connections. So when we send them the documentary, we sent it like this. We don't sign them no waiver, no nothing. They like, well, send us the information of your social media and all of that stuff, right? So I'm like, okay, you sure? They like, yeah, you gonna get paid off of everything. This is your work. You know what I'm saying? You gonna get it. We gonna subpoena them to court anyway. So Worldstar gonna be in a world of problems. So when they take it down, we like, hey, bro, we get on the phone with him. We like, hey, bro, what happened? Oh, man, my boss has said, just take it down, right? And take it down right now. I said, well, that's cool. Just give me the takedown notice. He's like, I can't do it. What the fuck you mean you can't do it? You know what I'm saying? How you can't do it, right? And I can't do it. Oh, y'all wasn't even able to see it. Damn, my bad. Let me bring this back up for y'all, man. So, checking in. This is January 29th. You can blow that up. Y'all able to see that? The email for Worldstar Hip Hop. Hit that like button, man. We
Yes,
cooking. Sir. You able to see it, y'all?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So now y'all know for a fact we didn't go through Worldstar Hip Hop in the normal chain of command, and they told me to register it. It's my video. I'm gonna get all the paid. They gonna promote it. So I registered it, and they asked for my information. So now, let me go on here real quick, right? We're gonna go on IG real quick and show y'all exactly the information that I submitted to them, right? Because I think this was when it was at 2 million. Mind you, it did 3 million on WorldstarHipHop.com. It did 1 million on WorldstarHipHop.com's YouTube. And I don't know about TikTok and all of them. I didn't really keep up with all of those numbers. But we definitely gonna figure it out by the time it's time for them to pay. You best believe that. I talked to my lawyer today. You know what I'm saying? And he don't even believe we gonna have to go to court because it's so cut and dry. And that's all you need is a lawyer to advocate on your behalf properly, especially when you got everything already set up. So let's go here. Boom. So if you pay attention, January 27, 2024 is the release date, right? Money Mark confirms that WACK100 was an informant in the case. This is when it was at 2 million, right? Plus, we break down all the WACK conversations with law enforcement. YouTube, IG, X, Active Chucks, directed by Duse M. Y'all are able to see that, right? Let me leave it up here. Let me get a 1 in the chat. If y'all, oh, y'all can't even see it. Damn, my bad. I keep doing y'all like that, man. Now y'all able to see that. Let me get 1s in the chat if y'all able to read that. 2 million views. And then it's going to say directed by @Active Chuck, YouTube, IG, all of that, right? Y'all able to see that? Let's get 1s in the chat. You know what I'm saying? All right, 1s in the chat. Okay, OG Monk. Good looking, no man. Good looking. So, Worldstar not only knows who executive produced and directed this documentary, right? And they know who put it up, right? But I'm going to show y'all something else. I'm going to show y'all something else. So that was one email with that stuff on there. And then you got then you got this, right? And then we'll be out of here in the next 5-10 minutes. I'm gonna let Yael break some shit down, or just what he gathered up out of this, right? The documentary ruined Wack life, right? So, y'all see this address? Let me make sure y'all can see that. Y'all see this email address? Boom. The demand for payment, CC, Media Lab, IA, Legal. That's the owner of Worldstar Hip Hop. Hello, Mr. Sims. It is my understanding that you provided Worldstar Hip Hop with the right to exclusively distribute the documentary that you produced entitled WACK100 and the Snitch Allegations. With your consent, Worldstar Hip Hop distributed the documentary on the Worldstar Hip Hop distribution channels, including the Worldstar Hip Hop YouTube channel. However, eventually decided to cease distribution of the documentary. So this is what they said. After Worldstar Hip Hop ceases distribution of the documentary on or about February 2nd, 2024, we received an email below from you in which you requested that Worldstar Hip Hop republish the documentary as a Worldstar Hip Hop exclusive. We no longer desire to distribute the documentary, so we decided not to republish the documentary, as is our right to retain editorial control over Worldstar Hip Hop and the Worldstar Hip Hop distribution channels, including Worldstar Hip Hop YouTube channel. So, Pete, Active Chucks, my video was taken down without notice. Request his full name, Lamonte Sim, username, Duse M. So this is the information that they already got from me, right? And then there goes the lane, the URL of content you claim infringes on your rights. That's the Worldstar link. A description of how you believe this content infringes your intellectual property rights. I am the sole copyright holder of this exclusive copyright. Thus, I have good faith that no one else is authorized to unpublish or publish my exclusive copyright. I am Duse M's director and exclusive copyright holder of the work entitled WACK100 Exposed for Being an Alleged Federal Informant documentary. Today, my video was taken down without notice. I request my intellectual property be republished as a Worldstar Hip Hop exclusive, or to provide documentation of this action for future civil litigation. I'm steadily referring to it as mine. And when I say as an exclusive, I'm specifically talking about as premium promotion, the slot, not that they have exclusive copyright. To do that, you would need what's called a release, where I rescind all of my rights. I'm steadily demanding that my rights be employed, and even saying, if not, let me know why, so I can proceed with legal action. But remember, it says the document, the right to exclusive, we believe we had the right to exclusively distribute the documentary that you produce. So right here, it's clear that Media Lab IA, who owns the parent company of Worldstar Hip Hop, knew who executive produced this this documentary, right? So now I'm gonna show y'all proof that they went up in there taking a dive, right? And lying. So this is page 10 in CS2's Back lawsuit, right? Let me bring it up and blow it up for you. The complaint itself alleges defendant caused and or permitted the documentary to stream on the website. It remains unclear as to the actual producer of the content. It remains unclear as to the actual producer of the content, but the complaint specifically charges defendant, which would be Worldstar Hip Hop, with inadequately investigating the veracity of any and all statements before the publication. So Worldstar Hip Hop is acting and has not even made a record of who owns the documentary, right? Who produced the documentary, right? This is the first indication that they're withholding back facts, because the minute that they say Duse M's executive produced the thing, now mind you, I'm telling them, nah, nigga, that's my shit. Nigga, y'all niggas are gonna republish it in a premiere spot on Worldstar Hip Hop as it was, or let me know why you're not gonna do it, and so I can proceed with civil litigation. So then I sent them something else, because they, Worldstar Hip Hop, I got it published on my YouTube right now, right? The documentary, that same one I put on Worldstar Hip Hop. Worldstar Hip Hop has claimed my money for the documentary from day one. They have never allowed me to monetize the documentary. They're claiming it as if it's theirs, without a license and without permission. That's called direct copyright infringement. So that's what we're finna be filing on them. I spoke with my lawyer today and this evening, and that's where we're at. He's very excited. He don't even think that we're gonna have to file in court. He believes that he's gonna be able to file a motion on who the copyright holder is, and the moment that the court makes the ruling on who the copyright owner is, then we'll be able to demand preliminary injunctive relief, claiming direct copyright infringement. Preliminary injunctive release is seizing all copies of the documentary, all records and data of the streams to count how much money it made, all advertisement monies collected off of the documentary. And from there, we'll decide whether or not we want actual damages or statutory damages. So that's where we're at. But the point of this whole matter is Worldstar Hip Hop, it appears that they're trying to take a dive to cover up for WACK100's being cover being blown. From the day I talked, they took it down, and I talked to the guys at Worldstar Hip Hop, our plug, and he told me, I can't give you the takedown notice. It was so strange. So off the top, we was like, man, that's the feds, right? But Wack has Sing lawyers, law firm, Sing law firm, filing to take the defamation cease and desist. First of all, why would you file a cease and desist anyway if you don't have nothing to hide? Like, y'all forgetting that part about it, right? Why are you filing a cease and desist if you have nothing to hide? Now, you're saying that it's defamation of character. Well, we went over all 6 of the statements that you put out there, and they not buying what you selling, nigga. But if Worldstar Hip Hop did allow the feds to make them take down that documentary in panic because WACK100 cover was blown, especially with this Big U indictment. His cover was blown before this Big U indictment, because me and Big U have collaborated on, and he even let me utilize his resources and plugs on a documentary that I put together. I paid to get that put together. I broke the shit down. I hollered at one of the dick suckers, Imam from Death of the Clout Chaser. Paid him $400. So the interviews with Mark Stevens and Stutterbox and the time we put into it. So when they tell me, no, we can't tell you, we can't send you a takedown notice. We can't let you know why they took it down. I assumed it was the feds. So now when we go through all of these motions and the judge is arguing, why haven't none of you guys, why aren't you arguing that he's not a rat? And why aren't you arguing that he is a rat? Why aren't you arguing that he was never arrested? And why aren't you arguing he was arrested for conspiracy? This is what the judge was telling Worldstar Hip Hop and WACK100's attorneys. Because the record has no evidence put it within it to fight any of these allegations. Y'all just gonna lay down and take the dick, huh? The judge doesn't know that they have this wink, wink, nod, nod, and they're gonna take a nosedive. Wack is gonna say, see, this proves I wasn't no rat. When they settle out behind closed doors for an undisclosed amount of money. And y'all gonna believe them, and the world is gonna believe them. But if you read that lawsuit that I just read right now, the civil suit, the judge makes it clear the fact of whether or not WACK100 was CS2 Back, whether or not WACK100 was actually arrested, like Detective Michael Coet stated, he was the only one arrested. None of that shit even was brought up in this lawsuit. None of it. None of the police reports, none of the evidence have been administered into evidence to fight this case. They're taking a dive. The cover-up is real. And what they ain't telling y'all is this documentary, and I am now under investigation and part of the investigation in the Big U case. So there you have it. Yael, I'm going to go through the chat. You want to say something before we get up out of here, bro? Greg made sure Alonzo Zoe Scott didn't tell in that movie, but we know better. Now, you right about that. Tony Brown, 1, salute. Pay Lamonte Sims his MF money. Hey, that's a fact. Deuce roasted a pig on Worldstar. Hey, that's a fact. Hey, tell them again, Degante, so they can know we mean business. Yeah, Lamonte is going to get paid. Hey, that's a fact. And Lord knows I need it. I'm going to buy a house. Let's make them lights match. Paid 2 M's his MF money. CS2 was in the office swinging like, Trey, I'm sick of this shit. Right. Oh, yeah. And somebody was asking, is exposing a rat against the law? No. Let's get to it. Before we go, just so for the record, is revealing the identity of a confidential informant? No. Revealing the identity of a confidential informant is generally not a crime in itself, but it can have serious consequences. While the law does not explicitly criminalize the act, revealing an informant's identity can expose them to danger, violate their privacy, and potentially undermine the integrity of future investigations, right? So no, there's no specific federal or state law that criminalizes the act of revealing an informant's identity. So me exposing CS2 Back was not illegal. It was not illegal. You know what I'm saying? It's never too late to hit that like button. Yeah, hit that like button. FBA, salute. WACK100 with Reggie right now, Duse and y'all. Yeah, let's make them match, chat, and even tell them I'm going to call y'all back. Okay, boom. So we finna get into this. Man, I definitely got to reply to this motherfucker. I've been cutting back to back. We was in here drinking, listening to the show. Hey, oh yeah, y'all over there tripping in the barbershop, huh? Shout out to everybody in the chat. Hey, man, shout out to y'all, man. But look, we finna get up out of here. Bro, name gonna be Duse $M's after they pay, bro. Yeah, my name gonna be changed from Eminem making money to making millions. But what Nipsey say? Question. Since when do real niggas come second? You know?